Boa, galera, tirei o áudio aqui da transmissão só para explicar. O feminino, ele é no mesmo estádio, enfim, é o mesmo evento, depois vem o masculino. E o feminino acabou empatado, então vai ter overtime. Se manter o overtime, tem os pênaltis depois. Então o masculino vai atrasar um pouco. Tô com alguns vídeos aqui da Marshall para a gente ir mostrando, e comentando. Vou trazer o Antônio para conversar com a gente. Então é isso. O jogo era para começar às 9 horas, agora com overtime do jogo feminino, talvez atrase aí uns 10 minutos. Então, vou só organizar aqui os vídeos que eu vou passar da Marshall para vocês, vídeo de preparação, e aí a gente já começa, beleza? Quem tá aqui com a gente também, lembra já de clicar no like, se tiver com família, de amigos, tudo mais, pode mandar esse link, a transmissão vai ser nesse mesmo. Acabando o jogo feminino, começa o masculino da Marshall contra a Indiana. Indiana também tem brasileiro, a gente vai falar de todos os atletas da Marshall, brasileiros, e da Indiana também, pegar a estatística de todo mundo, depois a gente solta. Então, dá o like, manda para a família, amigo, galera que é amigo do Pedro Dolabella, do Vitor Dias, pessoal daqui de Brasília acompanhando o jogo, manda um salve. Se o Lucas Alvim estiver aí, vou colocar ele aqui para comentar um pouquinho com a gente um tempo. Fechado? Então já volto aí.
Air Ninja, ready! It's battle time with Wubble Rumblers. Punchable, kickable, whackable, smackable, oversized fun. Just blow them up and battle. Made from squishy, squashy, super wubble-lastic material. You can pop them, shove them, kick them, and just go wubble crazy on them. Practice power moves with your furious fist. Or use the karate chop for crazy combos. Sneak attack, body slam full Nelson, and he'll come back for more. Have a Wubble Rumbler Royale with the whole fam. Just don't try and scare Graham. Play Wubble Rumblers Tag. Or have a title fight the next sleepover night. Wubble Rumblers. You can choose from Full Nelson, Air Ninja, Furious Fist, or Karate Chop with exclusive TV-only sticker sheet for $14.99 plus $4.99 processing and handling. Must be 18 or older to order, each sold separately.
You deserve more from your steak. You deserve the only steak that's guaranteed to be perfect every single time. At Omaha Steaks, we're delivering old school quality with a now school mentality. That means aging every steak for tenderness, carefully hand carving, and obsessing over every last detail, so you never second guess a single bite. Today, get 12 Omaha Steaks burgers with your order free. Claim your free burgers now at omahasteaks.com/TV. You deserve this.
Hi, I'm Wolfgang Puck. When I started my online store, Wolfgang Puck Home, I knew there would be a lot of orders to fill, and I wanted them to ship out fast. That's why I chose ShipStation. ShipStation helps manage orders, reduce shipping costs, and print out shipping labels. It's my secret ingredient.
ShipStation, the #1 choice of online sellers.
And Wolfgang Puck.
Go to shipstation.com/try and get 2 months free.
De como tá sendo. Espera aí que eu vou soltar agora. Deixa eu ver aqui. Foi. Espera aí, botar a tela cheia. Então é isso, deixar o clipe aqui da marca.
I'm so proud of you boys. You know, nobody runs back into a burning building for a cell phone. Nobody runs back into being the paper. They run back in for love, right? So if we go down or if we get a mistake, we support each other, we love each other. When we go up, we support each other, we love each other. I've been trying to tell everybody how it feels, and I couldn't find the words, and then all of a sudden I realized, hey, everything feels perfect. It feels like we're on a freight train heading downhill, and nobody can touch us. Get out there and short, boys.
We take over today, boys, from the start. No holding back. We take over. Let's go.
Does it again! He had the game winner against Georgetown and falls to him. And could he do it again and send them to the final?
What a birthday present, huh? What a birthday present! Ah! I know! Let's go, right! Let's go, right! Let's go, right! Let's go, right! Happy birthday! Come on, man. One more to go, big man. One more to go. Only to go, guys. We are! We are! We are!
E isso aí foi só realmente parte final. Então eles fizeram desde uma trajetória, desde o campeão da conferência. Então vou soltar aqui o trailer. Eu tô acompanhando o feminino lá, continua 1-1, então o jogo ainda tá por lá. Acabando já começa a transmissão da Marshall. Então vou mostrar como que eles chegaram até hoje a final dos nacionais, desde o título da conferência. A própria universidade fez um vídeo promocional bem fera, então vou soltar agora. Primeira parte, título da conferência, como que eles ganharam as vagas realmente para os Nationals. Então quem tem o interesse de jogar lá já entende um pouco mais sobre esse processo, mas também para a família, ver familiares, verem como que os atletas chegaram lá. Não foi um trabalho que do dia para a noite eles estão nesse nível, então é legal a gente ver tudo que eles fizeram para chegar lá. Então, esse outro vídeo... Ih, peraí, compartilhei o mesmo. Peraí. Vamos para o vídeo do início da trajetória, né? Como que tudo começou lá na conferência lá atrás.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Like to say you, but I don't know how.
is we've talked about playing normal, playing average, which is fine, right? Play your normal game. Do what you do well. The only thing that can't be normal is your work rate. That has to be exceptional. The boundless energy that you guys has to show. You have to work for your brothers. That's a non-negotiable. All right? We have to work hard. Everything else will take care of itself. We do that. We got this, boys. Let's do it. Let's go.
E isso foi principalmente mostrando a trajetória até o primeiro jogo dos Nationals. Eles pegaram Fordham, que até o momento estava invicta na temporada, não tinha perdido nenhum jogo, mas aí cruzou a Marshall e não deu bom para eles, foram eliminados. Marshall seguiu para o jogo contra Clemson, que era a atual número 1 do país. Então vamos ver um pouquinho dos bastidores, como que eles chegaram até esse jogo.
To win it. Marshall upsets Clemson.
E nisso eliminaram o número 1 do país, saíram na ESPN, Sport Center, todo mundo falando da Marshall, porque a Clemson é aquilo, era tradição, estrutura número 1, todo mundo botando nisso, e mais do que a vitória nos pênaltis, quem acompanhou o jogo viu que a Marshall amassou eles, então realmente provou um ponto, falou, pô, abre o olho para isso. E aí até conversando com a galera na época, foi um desafio muito grande, mas o próximo ia ser Georgetown, a atual campeã nacional, e é isso que mostra aqui o capítulo 3 dessa guia até a gente chegar no jogo de hoje. Então, é isso, já estavam fazendo uma temporada histórica, nunca tinham chegado nessa fase, chegaram, foram pegar a Georgetown, então vamos ver um pouco como que foi a preparação para esse jogo e esse jogo. E galera, o jogo do feminino lá tá entrando no segundo tempo do overtime, ainda empatado, então relaxa que a gente não vai perder nada por aqui não. Então, já
Love this expression from medieval times. The king is dead. Long live the king. Come on. Come on.
E nisso, vaga no Final Four, todos os brasileiros se destacando, Pedro, Vitor Dias. Pedro jogou muito nesse último jogo, teve que jogar um pouco mais recuado de volante. É legal também já pontuar, galera, que esses atletas a gente apoia muito por serem brasileiros, mas eles não fizeram o processo com a gente. Sempre faço questão de frisar com isso, fizeram um processo junto com a 2SV, então tem todo esse mérito deles também. Terminando disso, vaga histórica para o Final Four. A Marshall nunca tinha chegado nesse estágio, eliminou a número 1 do país, eliminou Georgetown, atual campeã, eliminou Fordham, que era até então invicta no ano, e chegaram na Final Four contra North Carolina. Para quem não sabe, os Nationals está acontecendo em North Carolina, então eles estavam jogando praticamente em casa. Então, torcida da Marshall viajou muita gente para lá, mas North Carolina estava, entre aspas, jogando em casa, e foi assim que a Marshall chegou agora na final. Para quem chegou depois, compartilhar de novo aqui esse vídeo que ficou muito fera. Então, é isso, histórico, chegou no Final Four, estádio, enfim, todo o glamour, ganharam vários presentes da NCAA, enfim, toda essa parte realmente glamurosa. Só de ter chegado aqui já era uma grande conquista.
I'm so proud of you boys. You know, nobody runs back into a burning building for a cell phone. Nobody runs back into being the paper. They run back in for love, right? So if we go down, or if we get a mistake, we support each other, we love each other. When we go up, we support each other, we love each other. I've been trying to tell everybody how it feels, and I couldn't find the words, and then all of a sudden I realized, hey, everything feels perfect. It feels like we're on a freight train heading downhill and nobody can touch us. Get out there and short, boys.
We take over today, boys, from the start. No holding back. We take over. Let's go.
Roberts does it again. He had the game winner against Georgetown and falls to him. And could he do it again and send them to the final?
What a birthday present, huh? What a birthday present. Ah! I know! Come on, man. One more to go, big man. One more to go. What do you think, guys? We are! We are!
E foi isso, chegando até hoje, depois vou soltar outros clipes também. Galera tá entrando agora, faltando 2 minutos para o jogo feminino acabar. Vou soltar aqui para a gente pegar os pênaltis, daqui a pouco vou botar aqui para comentar com a gente um pouco antes do jogo da Marshall. O Antônio é um atleta nosso que foi para Prairie State, foi vice-artilheiro do país da Junior College e agora está transferindo para uma D1, para Chicago State University, enfim, gigante também. Então ele vai entrar nesse nível de D1 para pessoal que quer entender. Tem muita gente aqui de família de atleta, mas tem muita gente também buscando esse sonho. Então o Antônio é um exemplo que provavelmente ano que vem vamos torcer para ele estar nesse patamar aí disputando talvez contra a Marshall. Então vou soltar aqui o finalzinho do jogo, a galera se programar, ainda mais tendo o jogo depois, deve ser rápido. Então vamos só acompanhar os pênaltis depois começa o jogo. Galera que tá torcendo para Indiana aí, eu acho que dá para fazer um bullying aí com a galera, porque aqui a gente é bem clubista com a Marshall mesmo.
I guess this is it. Hey, new neighbor. Hi, Dad.
If Philly Garcia didn't have the fighting spirit to drive his ambition, he never would have left home for LA with only his car to sleep in. If he listened to those who rejected him, he never would have sold that car to pay for his dream. And if he lacked the will to improve his craft, he never would have made a name for himself, lining up some of the biggest names in pro sports. That's the fighting spirit. That's what makes a lion. Modelo, root for those with a fighting spirit.
So you want to make the best burger ever? Then make it. That means selling everything. And eating nothing but cheese till you find the perfect slice. Even if everyone asks you,
Another burger truck?
Don't listen to them. That means cooking day and night until you got paid. That means adding people to the payroll. Hi, Mom. That means best burger ever.
Intuit QuickBooks helps small businesses be more successful.
Vou soltar aqui o clipe da Marshall de novo, tem um monte de gente chegando também, galera. Quem chegou, lembra de clicar no like aí para ajudar, atingir todo mundo aí. Vai que algum empresário queira assistir, vai levar o Vitor Dias lá pro Real Madrid, pro Barcelona. Mas enfim, vou soltar o clipe aqui de novo porque tá propaganda lá na ESPN. Quando voltar os pênaltis do feminino, eu volto aqui. Então, vamos lá de novo, porque esse clipe aqui já vi 1 milhão de vezes e não cansa.
I'm so proud of you boys. You know, nobody runs back into a burning building for a cell phone. Nobody runs back into being the paper. They run back in for love, right? So if we go down, or if we get a mistake, we support each other, we love each other. When we go up, we support each other, we love each other. I've been trying to tell everybody how it feels, and I couldn't find the words, and then all of a sudden I realized, hey, everything feels perfect. It feels like we're on a freight train heading downhill and nobody can touch us. Get out there and short, boys.
We take over today, boys, from the start. No holding back. We take over.
Let's go.
Billy Doyle.
E é isso, deu Santa
Davis, and
Clara,
welcome
vou
to
falar
the
um
draft
pouco
and
de
feature.
draft, mas esse é
On
o
this
draft
show, we'll highlight the stories of
do
several
futebol
players
americano.
trying to make the move from college football to the NFL.
Então,
We'll touch on
vocês
a couple
preferem
of
ver isso
star
aí ou
running
querem que eu
backs,
solte
and
mais
we'll meet a mother
trailers
who fled
da
a
Marshall?
refugee
Vai mostrar um
camp
pouco
in
dessa transição
war-torn
profissional,
Liberia.
college para o
She wanted
profissional,
her
mas
kids
isso é
to have a
no
chance
futebol
at a good
americano, um
life.
pouco diferente
And
do
one of
nosso.
those kids now has a future in pro football. Their touching story in a little while. But first, Ohio State quarterback Justin Fields had heard the doubt.
Não, ninguém quer ver draft de futebol americano, não. Peraí, a última pra gente ver. Depois a gente solta aí a transmissão da ESPN. Vamos lá, entrar no clima aí, escutar as palavras do Coach Chris. O cara já foi campeão nacional da D2 e agora pode ser campeão nacional da D1. Acredito que não tenha muitos treinadores que tenham isso no currículo. 2 títulos nacionais em 2 divisões diferentes.
I'm so proud of you boys. You know, nobody runs back into a burning building for a cell phone. Nobody runs back into being the paper. They run back in for love, right? So if we go down, or if we get a mistake, we support each other, we love each other. When we go up, we support each other, we love each other. I've been trying to tell everybody how it feels, and I couldn't find the words, and then all of a sudden I realized, hey, everything feels perfect. It feels like we're on a freight train heading downhill, and nobody can touch us. Get out there and short, boys.
We take over today, boys, from the start. No holding back. We take over. Let's go.
birthday present, huh? What a birthday present! Ah! I know! Let's go, hey! Let's go, hey! Let's go, hey! Let's go, hey! Happy birthday! Come on, man. One more to go, big man. One more to go. What did you go? Guys. We are! We are! We are!
É isso, vou soltar aqui a transmissão, eles ainda estão mostrando a parte do draft lá na ESPN, e o Lucas Alvim, prepara aí os comentários para o intervalo, hein? Fala comigo no direct da Team Brazucas, para eu te mandar um link no intervalo para você comentar com a gente. Lucas Alvim é um grande conhecedor do futebol do Vitor Dias, principalmente, essa é a especialidade do comentário dele. Então, no intervalo ele vai participar aqui com a gente. Vou soltar, ainda tá nessa coisa do draft do futebol americano, mas já deve começar pelo menos para mostrar a cerimônia deles entrando em campo e tudo mais. Devem estar fazendo essa substituição. Mas agora tá tudo ao vivo, isso aqui já é ESPN2, tá passando essa propaganda e já a gente começa. Então, no intervalo, Lucas Alvim comentando sobre Vitor Dias, histórias de vestiário. E também vou trazer o Antônio atleta nosso aí já. Um papo mais sério, vice-artilheiro do país da Junior College no ano passado e agora transferindo para Chicago State University D1, podendo chegar nos Nationals no ano que vem.
Delivers of these hits is unique, and it's kind of one of those things where you're sitting there, you're trying to describe it, and you can't really come up with the right term. I initially sort of posited the question of I need to talk to a physics professor. The story goes up on Monday morning, 8 a.m., and within 90 minutes, a Notre Dame graduate had posted in the comments.
That commenter was current Naval Academy professor PJ Moran.
I was getting ready to go teach class. I thought, well, let me just leave a little comment that I didn't think anybody would see. And I came back and my phone was blowing up. I had 5,000 notifications.
I swear half the replies were this is the most Notre Dame thing ever. You can mix that academic side with the football side of it. I think that's a Notre Dame fan's dream scenario.
Moran, an avid Notre Dame football fan, turned out to be the perfect person to explain Jeremiah's explosiveness.
The big thing that we're trying to understand in particular, why he wins these tackles so often and with so much force. In an event like that, we really need to look through the lens of impulse and momentum. There are three key components to a great football tackle: size, speed, and fearlessness. Where size is the mass of the player. Speed is the velocity that he brings into that tackle. But fearlessness is not only knowing the technique to launch into a tackle, but having the guts to do it, to minimize the time over which that tackle takes place, to make sure the force that's delivered is the greatest it can be.
You see these formulas on paper, and it sort of looks like that Zach Galifianakis gif of numbers moving around. But I thought the impulse part of it, I thought was really fascinating because it was trying to take something that feels very primal, right? These hits, and explain it in a academic way.
That was wow, this, they actually went this deep into this. Didn't really understand the equation, but it's all good. I know that it ended with me hitting someone else pretty hard, so makes sense to me.
Still to come on the draft featured, an 8-year-old boy with a brain tumor brings inspiration to Alabama's Najee Harris. And later, when Michigan linebacker Kwity Paye says he's come far to have a chance at the pros, it has a different ring for most players. Stay with us. This is the draft feature.
Come
Dip, take a little chip. You want to get high on the east side with on the back. Kiss, very bad kids with the shoe don't fit. Drop side to brick.
At T-Mobile, we're committed to serving those who serve. As a nationally recognized military-friendly employer, we're on our way to hiring 10,000 veterans and military spouses by 2023. And our commitment doesn't stop there. At T-Mobile, we offer exclusive savings on plans for military and veteran families. Get 50% off family lines. And only T-Mobile gives you access to our full 5G network on every plan without charging extra. That's right, 50% off on America's most reliable 5G network. Only at T-Mobile, the leader in 5G.
You came to slay this Peloton. Lock in, light it up, come on! Thrusters till the beat drops, come on,
Aí, galera, curiosidade pra quem quer ir pros Estados Unidos, vocês perceberam aí que americano não gosta de ir atraso, né? O pessoal não consegue nem entender as situações que podem ter acontecido, mas isso é cultural, realmente. Eles não gostam de nada que saia ali 20 minutos do horário deles, então fica aí o aprendizado também que estamos tendo aqui ao vivo.
If you're anxious and you know it, take a break. If your heart rate variability is 50 and your body temperature's normal.
If your breathing rate is optimal and you know it, bring it on.
Aura. Know why you feel how you feel.
The Ego Select Cut Mower exceeds the power of gas. Customize the cut with an interchangeable cutting system and cut for over an hour on a single charge. The Ego Select Cut Mower, only at Lowe's, Ace, and Ego authorized dealers.
Tommy John is for men who value themselves and their comfort, who want fabrics that are lightweight, breathable, and insanely soft, with stay-put waistbands that adapt for the perfect fit. 360-degree stretch prevents ride-up.
Boa, valeu, Jefferson. Então aí já dá pra pedir o iFood aqui, né? Que eu tô até ou pra pagar a multa. Vai acabar o jogo aqui depois de meia-noite. Quem é de Brasília aí conhece alguém influente, porque tem toque de recolher meia-noite, né? Eu vou ter que voltar pra casa ainda. Então, já faz uma vaquinha aí pra ajudar o iFood. Enfim. Mas valeu, Jefferson, de verdade. Agora, zoeiras à parte. Valeu pela moral aí.
Money, go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation right now. You could start your new life as an IT pro in months, not years. Classes meet live online just twice a week.
Since I've attended My Computer Career, I've been able to do work that I enjoy and can actually make a career out of it.
Grants covering up to 53% of the cost are available to those who qualify.
The WNBA is on its way back.
Playing basketball in a pandemic looks like this. No mask, no 6 feet apart. To put yourself in harm's way is a scary decision.
We are dedicating this season to Breonna Taylor.
The unity that we were able to experience was something that we won't forget and we can lean on as we move forward.
I would do it all over again because it's bigger than me, bigger than my teammates.
Botou quem, Jefferson? Se tiver botado Marshall, eu recupero mesmo. E também, depois vou pegar o bolão, galera, que mandou lá nas caixas de perguntas, vamos ver quem acerta. Meu palpite foi 3-0 Marshall. Eu acho que vai ser um jogo relativamente até tranquilo para Marshall, mas vamos ver, né? Final é final. Mas, ô Jefferson, valeu e recupera aí no Bet 365, bota na Marshall.
Whenever it comes, whoever delivers it, whatever creates it, a child's smile is a gift.
Those are smiles as a parent. And if you ever have to go through this, you will value every single one of them and you don't forget them. I can assure you, no moment is lost now.
Braxton Weidman had grown up in Birmingham smiling, running, cheering. An 8-year-old middle brother, a travel baseball player, and an avid fan of one team above all.
Alabama.
What do you like about Alabama football?
It's different every time, and they know how to play well.
In September, a few weeks before Alabama played its first game this season, Braxton's parents woke up to a terrible sound.
He was laying on the side of our bed, and I heard him kind of making a noise, and I thought he was dry heaving.
But then when we looked at him, you could tell his face was, his eye was twitching rhythmically, and it was a seizure.
E aí, galera, vocês preferem ficar nessa propaganda americana ou solta alguns clipes da marcha? Só tô, porque se eu soltar trailer da marcha, vai vir a americanada toda e reclamar que o jogo não
Got him in
começa.
for an MRI,
Mas...
and as soon as the MRI came back,
acho que ainda vai demorar pelo menos uns 10 minutos aí. Tô tentando ver a hora que vai começar, mas não atualizar no horário novo. Enfim, vou deixar rodando um pouco mais aqui na ESPN e já eu solto alguns trailers da marcha aí pra gente.
It was a high-grade infiltrating glioma, a brain tumor, stage 4.
We don't use the C word. We don't tell him about prognosis. It's a type of tumor that technology has not caught up with yet. There really is no cure.
They said he basically has a 1 in 4 chance of survival. So he said, okay, well, he's going to have to be the one. So what do we do next?
Our family doesn't work without him. It's not the same. You know, it never will be. We can't fathom the idea of him, you know, the guy in the middle that has all the life, not being there.
Isso do Bet 365, galera, porque eles devem pegar muito histórico. Indiana, para quem não sabe, é a maior campeã nacional dos Estados Unidos inteiro. Se eu não me engano, foram 8 títulos, chegaram no Final Four mais de 20 vezes. Então tem uma tradição lá. Mas por quem assistiu os jogos que a gente transmitiu, viu que a marcha de estilo de jogo, nível de jogo, tá muito melhor. Então realmente eles pegam muito por dado. Pô, vê que tem o Vitor Bezerra que provavelmente vai ganhar o Herman Trophy, que é a bola de ouro. Enfim, fez muito gol mesmo. Ele é filho de brasileiros. E pelas estatísticas, pela tradição, realmente a Indiana, quem vê de fora, acha que é favorito, mas enfim, quem entende sabe que a Marshall tá realmente jogando muito mais. Mas também não é garantia que vai vencer, né? Mas é realmente por isso que provavelmente as odds, né, as chances da Indiana estão muito maiores. Isso é mais para quem vê número, não para quem analisa o jogo de fato. Enfim, então quem quiser, mas eu não sei fazer isso não. Não é canal disso, enfim, não trabalho com isso não.
Heard you're going to be spending a little time at the hospital. Just want you to know we're thinking about you and hope everything goes well. Roll Tide.
These kids really look up to you, and you can be a helping hand to them.
What tips did you give them?
I said you do you, and most of the time when you do you, we got it.
Before the Ole Miss game, Braxton also got a surprise call from Nick Saban.
Hey Braxton, how you doing, buddy?
Good.
And had a question about his favorite running back.
Are you gonna run Najee?
Yeah, we need to run him. His offensive line needs to do a good job blocking for him. And he's a really good player, and we want to try to get him the ball as much as we can.
I feel like me talking to Braxton made more of my day, really, or like my whole week, to motivate me more going into the game.
The motivation and strategy worked.
Harris through a whole left side. He's going to go all the way. He's in. Touchdown, Alabama. And Najee Harris has 5 touchdowns in the game.
Scored 5 touchdowns and got 250 yards. He played awesome.
All of us as a team and as a university is all rooting for him, cheering for him. And, you know, we did dedicate that game for him.
How would you describe last week?
Fala, galera, para quem tá chegando atrasado aí, para não pegar as informações erradas da galera bagunçando aí no chat, futebol bilíngue, o jogo tá começando mais tarde porque o feminino foi para prorrogação, foi pros pênaltis, então o feminino acabou de acabar, eles devem estar arrumando o campo, teve premiação e vai começar ainda. O jogo não tá atrasado a transmissão, não vai começar do meio não, o jogo ainda não começou, lá no estádio não começou, a gente tem o coach Rafa fala conversando comigo, realmente eles nem entraram no campo ainda, então vai atrasar um pouquinho sim. O jogo ainda não começou, vai começar, o que a gente está assistindo aqui é a tela da ESPN 2 dos Estados Unidos, então é aqui que o jogo vai passar mesmo. Eles estão enrolando com trailer, enfim, com propaganda, mas o jogo ainda não começou.
But to realize the chance to achieve. It was what Kwity Paye's mother dreamed of when she fled with her kids from an African refugee camp. We'll have their story when the Draft Featured continues.
Your love will always be stuck like between my life.
It feels so good to be cared for. Back up now, just a little more. The feeling someone's always there, just to show how much they care. The feeling you're not alone. Now she's a part of your home, with so much to protect each day. Caring goes a long, long way. Nationwide is on your side.
If you enjoy wasting time, is it really wasted?
If there's an exception to every rule, is there an exception to that rule?
Why is it called a pineapple when it's not pine or apple?
I just work at a fruit stand.
What if we made the first thing you want other drivers to notice unnoticeable until they turn on?
Question everything. We did. It's your journey in the all-new Hyundai Tucson, our best Tucson ever.
To run a growing business is to be on a journey. And along the ride, you'll find many challenges. Your Dell Technologies advisor is here to help, so you can stop at nothing for your customers.
Why spend all your money on just one part at the typical auto parts store, when at rockauto.com, you can get all the parts you need with money left over to buy lunch? Go to rockauto.com.
All the parts your car will ever need, Rock Auto.
Are you one of the millions of Americans who experience occasional bloating, gas, or abdominal discomfort? Taking Align can help. Align contains a quality probiotic to naturally help soothe digestive
Fiquei
upsets
sabendo também,
24/7.
encontrei um amigo
Try Align,
do Pedro
the pros
esses
in
dias, falou
digestive
que ele
health.
fez. É isso.
It's
E
play-in
comentaram
time,
aqui.
and time to lock in
Alguém
the
da
final
Indiana
playoff
sentiu o calor de
spot.
Dubai? É isso. Pedro Dolabella fez pré-temporada em Dubai. O segredo tá aí. Então quem quiser chegar nesse nível, o segredo é pré-temporada futevôlei em Dubai. É o segredo de Pedro Dolabella. Tô tentando ver aqui se pelo menos o pessoal já entrou para aquecer, mas ainda não sei. Então realmente tá mais atrasado mesmo.
Wednesday on ESPN.
Hi, I'm a new customer and I want your best new smartphone deal.
Well, I'm an existing customer and I'd like your best new smartphone deal.
Do you?
Actually, it's for both new and existing customers.
I feel silly, but I do want nationwide 5G.
I want nationwide 5G.
Are we actually doing this again?
It's not complicated. Only AT&T gives
Bom, mas brincadeiras à parte aí com o Vitor Bezerra, quem estava nas outras transmissões eu já comentei disso também. Ele já fez período de teste aqui no Fluminense, lá em Xerém. Ele treinou em Xerém, treinou juntos da base do Barcelona e da base do Chelsea. Mas hoje deixa ele pra lá. É a primeira temporada dele ainda no college, ele tem outros anos aí pra ir bem, deixa a marcha esse ano realmente.
Ooh, save me some cheddar.
So, when's the party? I love fondue.
Really?
I never joke about hot cheese, Susan.
Me neither.
Capital One Shopping. It's kind of genius. What's in your wallet?
As a junior linebacker at Michigan, Kwity Paye was outstanding. 6.5 sacks, good enough that after the season, he had a decision to make. Head to the NFL or come back for his senior season, which he did. It was certainly a big decision, but it paled in comparison to the one that Paye's mother, Agnes, had to make. Leave every...
Pera aí, galera, tá enrolando demais. Vou soltar o trailer de novo. Para quem chegou atrasado aí, ver como que foi, como que a Marshall chegou hoje no jogo, enfim. Vamos de novo com Chris Gracie e a equipe da Marshall, porque a galera da ESPN ficar com o draft não tá dando não. Vamos entrar de novo no clima do jogo.
I'm so proud of you boys. You know, nobody runs back into a burning building for a cell phone. Nobody runs back into being the paper. They run back in for love, right? So if we go down or if we get a mistake, we support each other, we love each other. When we go up, we support each other, we love each other. I've been trying to tell everybody how it feels. And I couldn't find the words. And then all of a sudden I realized, hey, everything feels perfect. It feels like we're on a freight train heading downhill and nobody can touch us. Get out there and short, boys.
We take over today, boys, from the start. No holding us back. We take over. Let's go. Robert stuffed it again. He had the game winner against Georgetown and falls to him. And could he do it again and send them to the final?
What a birthday present, huh? What a birthday present! Ah! I know! Let's go, hey! Let's go, hey! Let's go, hey! Let's go, hey! Happy birthday! Come on, man. One more to go, big man. One more to go. Everything else, guys. We are! We are! We are!
Make me proud.
Aí, galera, ainda tá passando o trailer aqui. Acho que eles devem estar realmente arrumando lá o campo e tudo mais. Pra quem chegou aqui perdido, 461 pessoas. Lembra de botar no like aqui, a gente tá segurando isso aqui já há mais de uma hora. Enfim, jogo atrasou, teve jogo feminino. Então dá essa moral pra gente. Se alguém quiser ir ajudar no iFood, no Superchat também, estamos aceitando igual o Jefferson. Mas, para a gente poder conversar agora, poder manter tudo, eu vou continuar com a tela aqui, mas eu trouxe um convidado para conversar com vocês. Eu sei que tem muita família, tem gente que está vendo aqui só por aposta, mas tem muita gente que quer jogar lá nos Estados Unidos, que é realmente o intuito da nossa empresa, do nosso canal. Então, eu estou aqui agora com o Antônio Leal, foi atleta nosso, de Belém do Pará. Deixa eu botar ele logo aqui na tela. Fez o processo com a gente, fez o processo todo em Belém, foi para Prairie State. No ano passado, em 2019, na última temporada, ele foi... deixa eu deixar só um áudio bem baixo aqui no fundo. Peraí. Ele foi terceiro artilheiro, vice-artilheiro do país, da NCAA, e agora ele está transferindo para uma D1, para Chicago State University. Tá ouvindo aí bem, Antônio? Como que tá?
Tá, dá para ouvir tranquilo. Tá me ouvindo bem aí?
Boa, eu tô te ouvindo. O pessoal tá ouvindo o Antônio? Vou até mutar aqui a tela, enfim, pra gente dar uma segurada. O pessoal tá ouvindo o Antônio? Comenta aí no chat, só pra gente ver. Acho que tá, pessoal, tá tudo certo.
Alô aí, estão ouvindo aí?
Boa, não, tá tranquilo. Então, Antônio, dá uma comentada com a gente. Eu vi que você conversou, marcou o Vitor Dias. Como que tá isso, acompanhando a D1, galera que tá jogando? Você vai estar jogando ela a partir de agosto, então como que tá essa análise dos Nationals? Tá um nível muito alto, era o que você esperava? Tava até conversando com o Pedrão semana passada, que, cara, esse nível da Marshall, o jogo da Marshall, provavelmente é o melhor nível de college que eu já vi sendo jogado. O que você pode comentar um pouco sobre isso?
Tá bacana. Eu ia, sem dúvidas, se tu fosse me perguntar agora o que eu acho dessa final, sem dúvidas eu diria que seria o ataque contra a defesa, Marshall atacando Indiana, e Indiana tentando buscar ali um gol para estacionar o busão, né? Tentar estacionar o busão e segurar o placar de 1-0, assim, uma vitória simples. Pelo que eu vi, a Indiana ela tem uma zaga até compacta, assim, uma zaga que não toma muito gol. Durante a temporada eles não sofreram muito gol. Parece que eles levaram 4 gols, eu acho, 3 gols na temporada inteira. Então eu acho que eles vão apostar na defesa deles e jogar por uma bola aí, né? Tem jogadores perigosos, né? A Indiana tem jogadores perigosos. Tem um menino 17, um menino rápido, perigoso. Tem um outro camisa 18 também perigoso. Então eu acho que Marshall com bola no pé e Indiana se protegendo ali.
Isso. E como que foi, agora você já sabendo que assinou com a Chicago State, sabendo que é isso que te enfrenta, você conseguiu acompanhar os Nationals? Você também agora pode falar um pouco da sua temporada agora, né? Vocês estão na semifinal da conferência, como que tá agora conciliando isso? Já tá de férias? Como que tá a sua rotina por agora?
Então, eu fiquei de férias nessa última semana eu fiquei de férias, então agora o foco é futebol, né? A gente vai estar jogando amanhã uma semifinal do regional, e enquanto isso a gente está aqui acompanhando a NCAA também, essas últimas os playoffs, a gente se reúne aqui na casa, todo mundo assistindo, que tá sentindo um pouco como porque assim, todo mundo quer chegar lá, né? Todo mundo quer estar lá na NCAA. Então a gente se junta aqui, assiste o jogo, tenta dar uma analisada, ver qual é o nível mas por enquanto é isso. Agora estamos focados também que amanhã tem jogo.
Amanhã você joga contra quem?
Amanhã a gente vai estar jogando contra Triton.
Boa,
que era um time que na verdade jogava ganhando a gente vai para a final. Aí é nacional. Ganhando a final é para nacional.
A final então já vai ser o regional, né? Entre aspas ali.
A final vai ser o?
Vai ser como se fosse o regional. Ganhando ela já tá garantido nos Nationals.
A gente acredita que ganhou a final e já tá garantido nos Nationals. A gente joga no sábado. A final, passando amanhã, né?
Não, massa. E como que tá esse contato? Eu vi você postando, marcando o Vitor Dias. Eu sei que você não conheceu pessoalmente a galera da Marshall, mas trocou uma ideia com eles, até de saber como que é uma D1 National, como que tá esse networking com os brasileiros lá da Marshall. Quem que você fala mais? Se eles te ajudaram em alguma coisa?
O Vitor, na verdade, foi uma coincidência, assim, porque eu eu sou de Belém do Pará, né? O Vitor tem a tia dele, parte da família dele é lá de Belém também. E quando eu tava aqui vindo para os Estados Unidos, ele também tava vindo. Só que enquanto eu tava indo para uma NJCA, ele já tava indo direto para uma NCAA. E desde lá a gente já se seguia e tal, comentava uma coisa ou outra. Ele me ajudou com algumas informações, inclusive nessa época do Covid, que ele chegou nos Estados Unidos primeiro do que eu, e eu queria saber como é que ele fez como é que ele fez para entrar aqui nos Estados Unidos. Então a gente já vinha batendo um papo aí. E, bom, quando eu vi que o time dele tava indo bem na temporada, a gente comentando, a gente ia trocando uma mensagem nos bastidores. É bacana, legal ver isso aí, ele chegar na final, e a minha torcida é da Marshall, com certeza. E até pelos outros brasileiros também.
E legal isso que você falou, porque é justamente o que a gente fala, você tá chegando em uma D1 agora, um programa novo, daqui a pouco pode falar um pouco mais disso, e o Vitor Dias, ele fez o processo até junto com a 2SV, mas tinha jogado na base do São Paulo, então tinha jogado um nível alto no Brasil, e isso com certeza ajudou ele. Só para mostrar para a galera que existem vários caminhos para chegar na D1, né? Tem atleta que já vai direto, faz o processo aqui no Brasil, tem atleta que não, quem acompanhou a live com você, sabe que você jogava mais campeonato de clube, até o campeonato que você jogava era um nível alto, mas não tinha impedimento, tinha algumas coisas diferentes, então para você foi necessário ter esse caminho de uma Junior College para ver agora o nível da Marshall e pensar, agora eu estou no nível de conseguir jogar lá. Provavelmente quando você estava no Brasil, se você estivesse assistindo, você ainda ia pensar, acho que é um nível muito alto para mim. Agora não, agora está na sua realidade isso, né?
Uhum. Não, com certeza. Quando eu saí, eu tinha na cabeça que era a oportunidade que eu tinha, era ali e a única oportunidade que eu tive era essa, e eu acreditei desde o início, agarrei e fui seguindo, trabalhando, e sempre na cabeça de que esse era um caminho que poderia me levar assim, a NCAA. A minha visão ali era sempre alcançar a NCAA, chegar numa D1, não pagar nada, então foi isso. Os caminhos são vários, né?
E aí, explica um pouco disso agora pra galera, para onde você tá indo, quando você já se apresenta para lá, porque vai acabar que vai praticamente misturar nessa temporada de janeiro para a temporada de agosto da D1. Você tá na Prairie, que é em Chicago, e agora você tá indo para Chicago State, né?
Então, por questões assim, sei lá, Deus colocou aqui uma universidade de Chicago State abrindo o primeiro programa desde 1906. Chicago State é uma universidade grande, mas não tinha ainda programa de soccer. Por algum motivo, a universidade decidiu investir muito dinheiro, estão construindo campos, trazendo muito jogador. A gente já está aí estou no grupo de WhatsApp, aí tem, sei lá, 29 jogadores no grupo do WhatsApp novos, né, que estão vindo para cá. Maioria, assim, internacional, sei lá, bota dos 29, vou botar 25 internacionais, sei lá. Então é um programa que está sendo construído desde o início, e é aqui do lado, né? Prairie State é bem sul, ali de Chicago. E Chicago State já fica ali mais um pouco ao norte de Prairie State. Então, tipo, 15, 20 minutos de uma universidade para outra aqui. Então, assim, o ambiente já estou familiarizado. Então, foi uma oportunidade que eu tive e agarrei, né?
E o legal também é que você vai...
disputando aí com a galera aí no ano que vem. Tá disputando aí com o Marshall, tá disputando com essa galera.
Isso, e o legal para quem não acompanhou também, até a live que a gente fez com o Antônio, eles vão jogar no ex-estádio do Chicago Fire, né? Então, vão jogar em estádio de time profissional da MLS nessas temporadas iniciais. E aí, acabando agora aqui na Prairie, você já se apresenta lá para a pré-temporada? Como que tá o calendário? Ou você ainda volta para o Brasil? Como que vai ser isso?
Pois devido a essa questão do Covid, eu não quero arriscar, né, voltar para o Brasil agora, vai que tem um problema também, fecha de novo, sei lá. Então, vou ficar por aqui mesmo. Próxima semana, eu escutei do coach lá de Chicago State, que ele vai entrar em contato para já falar a questão da minha moradia. Então, eu já vou estar sabendo. Eu já sei a localização que eu vou ficar, mas sei qual é o apartamento, não sei com quem que eu vou dividir, se eu vou dividir ou não. Esses detalhes aí a gente vai saber na próxima semana. E também, ainda estou no processo ainda de terminar o meu semestre aqui, já terminei, né? Mas estou ainda serem lançadas o transcript oficial para começar esse trâmite aí de transferência, né? Com a papelada final.
Peraí, Antônio, antes, eu tô vendo aqui o chat, a galera tá dando uma bagunçada, falando, em tal canal já começou, o Antônio tá lá, ele tá com a ESPN2 ligado, o jogo ainda não começou, galera, relaxa aí, aquieta, porque o jogo realmente não começou, tiveram que limpar todo o campo, então calma aí, calma as fake news, senão vou ter que começar a bloquear aqui do chat, pessoal, e aí também é isso, né, Antônio, tá a galera do time de futebol, a maioria aí na sua casa, pessoal mora junto, né, então, vão assistir o jogo aí na ESPN2. Legal também ver que tá passando no segundo principal canal da ESPN aí com transmissão nacional, o país inteiro podendo assistir eles. Então, com certeza, equipes da MLS, agentes estão assistindo esse jogo. Então, você tem um jogo que você está exposto para os Estados Unidos inteiro e até para o mundo inteiro, né, nessa visão de futebol, a galera procurando atletas para o draft, atletas para assinarem por fora. Então, essa partida vai ser muito importante para quem estiver jogando ela, né?
Com certeza, com certeza. E a gente fica feliz, né? A gente fica feliz que o futebol está crescendo nos Estados Unidos. É um caminho, né? É um caminho para vir para os Estados Unidos, está crescendo aqui, então as expectativas são muito grandes, principalmente para os estudantes atletas, e perceberem que tem mercado e que o futebol está sendo valorizado. As pessoas estão assistindo mais o futebol, as mídias já estão investindo mais no futebol, no college, e quem sabe um dia não chegue, claro, sonhar demais isso agora, mas quem sabe não chega no patamar aí próximo do basquete, do beisebol, do futebol americano, né, que é muito grande nas universidades, né.
E olha o que a galera tá mostrando aí na ESPN, campeonato de mascote de todas as ligas, então mostrou NFL, o cara do basquete da NBA, o mascote dando cambalhota, realmente é um espetáculo, né? Você que tá aí, tem o Chicago Bulls, que joga aí, tem na MLS o Chicago Fire, então você vê o nível que o americano sabe fazer com o esporte, e o universitário é isso, a gente tá vendo a transmissão do Final Four, dos Nationals todos, né? Então realmente é um outro nível de estrutura em tudo, desde o campo, de quem tá jogando até fora, espetáculo, tudo isso, né?
Entretenimento com os Estados Unidos. Os caras sabem fazer dinheiro, sabem atrair o público, e entretenimento com eles. E tá aí.
Exato. A galera tá encerrando aqui, eu acho que agora vai começar a transmissão. Vou soltar aqui então o áudio, peraí. Deixa eu soltar o áudio.
A galera tá maioria o quê? A maioria indiana ou maioria macho?
Aqui é macho.
Quem entra falando de indiano toma até bullying. Mas é isso, Antônio, já eu te chamo no intervalo também, assiste aí com a galera na TV que eu vou liberar a transmissão aqui. Valeu? Abração, obrigado, Antônio. Valeu, abraço.
But Todd Yeagley's legendary Hoosiers stand in the Herd's way. A record 16th title game appearance, 8 times hoisting the trophy, equipped with a National Player of the Year candidate in Victor Becerra, who's surrounded by game changers, as Pitt found out in the semi. Game winner with these teams playing in 2019. Celebrations begin in Bloomington. They're heading back for a champion. North Carolina, and look at this. We've got atmosphere for the occasion. A championship is on the line. Marshall, the Thundering Herd, unseeded, taking on the 3rd seed, the Indiana Hoosiers, who are a dynasty in men's college soccer. Take a look at how they got here. The Thundering Herd got past UNC 1-0, outshot 11-1, but made that one shot count. Indiana took down Pitt in a Herbert Endley beautiful finish, and they move on to play in the final. What's up, everybody? Alongside Devin Kerr, I'm Dallin Cuff. Lori Lindsay, former women's national team player, will be joining us, the 3rd member of our team, in just a minute. Devin, this is outstanding. We've got a great atmosphere. The championship trophy is there. But as we said in the beginning, this is not a David versus Goliath situation, although Marshall is unseeded. Please explain to folks why.
6 wins in the top 25 overall. Let's talk about the resume. 8 goals for, 2 goals against, 4 shutouts in that streak. The resume speaks for itself. Indiana, it's a little bit different. decades of culture have been bred into this program. You understand that the edge is the jersey. It's the commitment put in and all the guys before you. That's why we win. That's why Todd Yeagley had these guys prepared. Victor Bezerra, that's your Mac Herman Trophy finalist.
Aí, agora vamos mostrar os destaques das duas da Indiana, Vitor Bezerra, como a gente tinha falado, e provavelmente da marcha deve ser o Vitor
But he had
Dias.
5 goals in 4 games through the Big Ten tournament against St. Francis. They want to go back-to-back in that performance again. Vitor Diaz on the other side of the ball for Marshall. He did have an impact in that semifinal game. This little flick over the back shoulder to allow Jamil Roberts to get the game-winning goal. He's going to be very active on the field. Pinches left, pinches right, down into the pocket. It's going to be a handful for the back line of Indiana.
5,000 tickets are allowed to be sold, 5,000 stronger here. We cannot wait to see who's going to hoist the trophy. Lineups, kickoff, and Lori's report from the field with the Thundering Herd fans coming up next.
E essa embaixadinha do Vitor Dias, provavelmente ensinada por Lucas Alvim. Então, vou deixar aí os créditos com ele.
Spontaneous me. Already ordering drinks.
Antisocial me.
Lazy me. We gotta sell our place, sort out finances. Stressed me. Does anybody have anything helpful me?
We don't need to stress about lining it all up. Zillow can help with that.
And that's why you're my favorite me. Me.
Me. Me. Me. Me. And me.
Me. Me. Me. Oh, yeah.
Feel the cool rush of Claritin Cool Mint Chewables. Powerful 24-hour non-drowsy allergy relief plus an immediate cooling sensation for your throat. Feel the clarity and live Claritin Clear.
Dear college sports,
there's light at the end of the tunnel.
A return to normal, and all we love about sports.
You've instilled resilience, focus, and selflessness in us. We've put those lessons to work.
We've found strength and unity in each other.
You continue to take us places we never imagined.
You bring out the best in us.
So when we look forward, we see the light at the end of the tunnel.
We see a better world for all of us and for college sports.
T-Mobile is the leader in 5G. We also believe in putting people first by treating them right. So we're upping the benefits without upping the price. Introducing Magenta Max. Now with unlimited premium data that can't slow down based on how much smartphone data you use. Plus, get Netflix on us and taxes and fees included. You won't find this with the other guys. In fact, you'll pay more and get less. Right now, pay zero cost to switch. And bring your phone, we'll pay it off. Only at T-Mobile.
SoFi literally changed my life. When I refinanced with SoFi, that allowed me to pay off aggressively and save without breaking my back or breaking the bank.
Magenta. Magenta!
Magenta!
The Epson Eco Tank. No more cartridges, just lots of ink. Print whatever makes you happy. The Epson Eco Tank.
Just fill and chill.
Back here in Cary, North Carolina, just about to kick off the Men's College Cup final. Let's get to the lineups. Both remain unchanged. We start with Indiana and Todd Yeagley's 4-2-3-1. The center backs are critical in your mind.
At big time here. Because of the rotation you're going to see out of Chris Grassi and Marshall, the amount that they move, Joey Mayer and Daniel Meter are going to have their hands full, and it's the age that I want to focus on. Freshmen and redshirt freshmen that are anchoring this back line. Celentano in goal has to keep communication proper to allow this front three, Kumbali, Thomas War, and the game winner in the semifinal, Endley, to explode when they get in the final third.
They've been great all year. They are second in the nation in goals against average, but can they raise their play today against this Marshall 4-3-3?
This might be right here your best goalkeeper in the land. I just talked about Celentano, but Ali Semla on the back line, great with his feet. He'll play high. He'll allow this back line to expand going forward, but it's the presence up top by Milo Yosef. Can he stretch it? More importantly, can he allow his outside midfielders to get involved? Talked about the winner in the semifinal for Indiana, Jamil Roberts. The same thing off the ball from Vitor Diaz. It's a potent attack that stings in multiple areas.
Roberts has game winners in both of their last 2 matches. Let's get down to Lori Lindsay, former women's national teamer, in front of a sight for sore eyes, fans.
Oh my goodness, guys, this stadium is rocking. And for experienced Indiana Hoosiers, they'll be used to this energy. But for Marshall, they'll look for the sea of green behind me to settle the nerves and give this a home-like feel to this game.
Até o coach Rafa
Thank
tá
you,
lá, que eu
Lori,
falei,
and,
Rafa Simões.
you're absolutely right, folks. We watched this one.
E vocês viram,
Congratulations to Santa Clara. The women, Santa Clara won
o Gabriel,
College Cup
Gabriel
final
número
in
16,
penalties,
Vitor
4-1
Dias
over
na ponta
Florida State, a game where they came
e o
from
Pedro
behind to win
Dolabella,
that.
número 10,
And this place was
capitão da
rocking
marcha.
there.
Então a gente tem
This
4
Marshall
brasileiros
crew,
começando
as we saw it
titular
on
e a
Friday, they were
torcida
there
lá
4 hours before kickoff becoming, let's say,
marcando
properly
presença.
lubricated in the parking lot. I don't know if they've left. It's been an aggressive weekend throughout Raleigh for the Thundering Herd fans. Indiana coming strong as well. This is what it's supposed to be about. So happy to be here in person and see fans back in the stands. That was your match winner right there, Herbert Endley, number 17, in their win over Pitt. An individual moment of brilliance was the difference in that game, getting them to this point. Will it be similar tonight? Marshall's never been on this stage, never to the College Cup. They have 5 total tournament wins all time. Indiana has 8 national championships. Will it become 9, or will Marshall etch their name in the annals of college sports history? Serene Stoika is the official. Waiting as Stoika wants to clear the water bottle from Ali Semla, the goalkeeper for Marshall.
Oh, he's already in trouble for the water bottle.
And he's giving him a little attitude back too.
Here we go.
And after a few extra seconds of delay, College Cup final is underway. And this Thundering Herd team loves to possess the ball. Nathan DeSantos plays it back to Ali Semla. He will have the ball at his feet quite a bit as they play out of the back. Paulo Dolabella.
Começou o jogo e vamos ver. O Pedrão jogando mais de volante. Vou soltar aqui e pontualmente a gente vem e comenta algumas coisas. Estádio lotado, hein? Lotou muito do
Devin, what are you looking at
agora.
early in this match?
For Marshall and the Thundering Herd, I want to watch the tempo in the midfield and how much they're able to bounce on it, because in their semifinal matchup, though they carried a lot of possession, Dallin, the midfield too did. Dolabella and Max Schneider are very active in their success throughout this season. They weren't on the ball a lot, though, and that really hindered their ability to get forward into the final third. You can't rely on these long balls up over the top against a quality team like Indiana. For Indiana, they need to stretch this game. Defensively, I'm not worried about them at all outside of the 2 center backs that I talked about. This is a structured squad who can mold themselves to opposition. But once they start to explode going the other way, they need to be a bit better, clinical, if you will, in decision-making. Gately knew that. He was that main topic of discussion when we spoke to him about it. So can they explode once they do get the ball and go the other way?
And then both these teams come in at top 5 in the nation in goals against average. Semla, who just airmailed that pass, and Roman Celentano, the keeper for Indiana, both have 10 shutouts in the year. There's Todd Yeagley, his 11th season at Indiana, 12th coaching overall as a head coach. He is part of a dynasty in college soccer. His father, Jerry Yeagley, 30 years as Indiana coach, 6 national championships. And then Todd taking over, winning one in 2012. This is Todd's 4th trip to a College Cup. They lost in 17 and 16. 17, they got themselves to the final, falling to Stanford 1-0 in double overtime. He's looking for his 2nd star, and then 9th overall for Indiana.
O jogo começou do jeito que a gente estava prevendo, né? Marshall segurando a bola, trabalhando mais, como eu falei, Pedro voltando para jogar mais de volante. Ó, outro superchat, 10,90, agora eu vou pedir o iFood mesmo. Valeu, Vitor. Obrigadão. Quem quiser ajudar aí também com o iFood da transmissão, pode mandar aí. Então, o Sporting Bet, quem pegou as dicas aí que eu passei, que a Marshall vai ganhar, quem quiser botar dinheiro nisso e quiser me recompensar aí com o iFood, vou mandar aí. Mas enfim, deixar o jogo rodando. Valeu, Vitão.
You won't notice tactically for this Marshall squad. The technical side is great, but Chris Grassi, fourth season at the helm for Marshall head coach. Not a bad record. Remember, struggled to even hit 500 just 2 seasons ago in 2019, put this team into the stratosphere, and they haven't looked back since. Didn't lose a lot of numbers coming into the 2020 season. Quality chemistry, and defensively, if they do make mistakes, that tactical foul, they know how to step in quick.
Grassi, you mentioned him building this program in his 4th year. They had a winning percentage of 38% before he arrived. In his 4 years, 62%, almost 63%. And that's with a couple rough years of beginning to get things going. As you see, sub 500 records. The last 2 years have been outstanding. Won back-to-back Conference USA championships. They went to the 2019 tournament, first time ever. They beat their in-state rival WVU. Now, the next time they're in the tournament, they've won 4 games, and 3 of them over soccer royalty in Clemson. Georgetown. Clemson was the #1 overall seed in this tournament. Georgetown, the defending champs. And then they beat UNC, who was in the College Cup for the 3rd time in 5 years to get to this point. Now Indiana ahead of them. Thomas Ward battling for possession there for Indiana. Brett Beebe with the throw in back to Joey Mayer. Freshman we talked about earlier, back to the redshirt freshman Daniel Mooney. They both have started every match they've been available for this year. Cleared out by Alves and Zendali. And Surin Stoica is going to come right in and get involved. Second foul, both on Alves. The freshman from Sao Paulo. He was Conference USA all-freshman team this year.
As you know, Dallin, I'm always appreciative of gentlemen introducing themselves to the opposition. Welcome to the National Championship.
Essa é aquela chegada de início de jogo para mostrar que aqui não, tão boa, Gabriel.
Center back mentality in you there.
Dá aquela no início para mostrar que ele não vai ter moleza, não.
I'm not going to say no.
O Gabriel é também, para quem acompanhou, ele jogava no Brasil de volante, chegando lá ele adaptou na lateral esquerda. Então, é um cara mais ofensivo, mas também participa muito desse momento defensivo da Marshall.
AJ Palazzolo drops into some space, sprays it out to Nick Sessick. The pitch transfer. Good ball played in. Malun Gumbali was the potential recipient, but defended well. Milo Yosef gets cleaned out as he tried to possess the ball. Talented forward. Fernandez on it again. Semla, the German native, taking quite a route like Odysseus to get here. The keeper from Germany to Barton Community College in Kansas for 1 year, then to Monroe College in the Bronx in New York for 1 year, and finds his way to Marshall as Chris Grassi has sold this program to players from all over the planet to come here, get a great education, and play for a community that truly loves them, and you can see that from their fan support. Here's Endley, battling, still Endley. Oh, a little bit of contact, and Surin Stoica waves it off. Got Eric Leinhos on it. Santos, the transfer from Duquesne. He's played every minute their last 11 games. Out to Alves.
Fala, Jefferson. Gol, Marshall, vazio pela moral. Frederico, eu não faço aposta esportiva, nada. Intercâmbio esportivo é porque a galera tava comentando sobre as apostas. Eu não sei como que funciona isso, não. E valeu, Léo Barros da Silva, parente do Vitor Dias, conhece só o Vitor Dias, mas é isso, estamos aqui na torcida para, enfim, para os brasileiros, no geral, como eu falei. Pô, imagina um time com 4 brasileiros no time titular, é bom para todo mundo. Ó, o Vitor Dias, ele pênalti. Cadê o VAR? E também falei em outras transmissões que alguns estádios já tem VAR lá no college, mas nos Nationals eles não tem, mas eu acho que foi pênalti do Vitor Dias. Vamos esperar a galera voltar.
There's a little bit, but not enough, and certainly not enough to point to the penalty mark. And let's be very clear, I'm not just talking about in the opening minutes of a national final. Watch this ball down into the corner, little touch, starts to lean into it. The backside, it looks like he grabs him, but he doesn't. It's the foot dragging. Endley's looking for it, and the other way, that's a flop.
Dava pra dar, hein?
You're tough.
Vitor já tinha
You're
perdido
tough.
um pouco a bola ali, mas teve o
What do
contato,
I
o cara
know?
botou a
It's penalty
perna,
both
fez
ways.
uma alavanca ali.
Two spot kicks, but I don't know what I'm talking
Arnaldo
about.
César Coelho daria pênalti.
Got referee assessors
E ó,
in the
o
house,
Vitor
kind of
mandando o
just before
Gabriel
the
dar uma
game.
acalmada, porque enfim, a galera deve estar mais
I'm
pilhada.
glad
também.
your allegiances are real clear.
No,
That's good.
here's the thing about it, Down. Set that standard, but let them play. I've talked to you about this
That's
before.
true.
If you're going to let the boys play a little bit, just be consistent across the board. That's all I mind.
Which he was right there.
Yes, spot on.
Both sides.
Be definitive. You know, I don't want a gray area. If I have to look at it and question as to whether or not it's a pen, we have a problem.
Inos, he's got men in the box, clips it in. Good recovery header, still loose. Falls to Fernandez. He's going to give it a go, deflects around, and Celentano, sophomore from Naperville, Illinois, takes control. He was a Big Ten goalkeeper of the year.
A little hesitancy from Celentano to come off his line. Watch right here. Starts to come, then comes back. Saw some indecision from the goalkeeper in the semifinal that plagued them a bit. Fortunately enough, didn't come back to hurt them defensively. Notice how stout.
E essa bola do Vitor Dias é aquela, você chuta já visando um desvio que ia matar o goleiro. Né? O pessoal perguntou do VAR, não, em alguns jogos, se eu não me engano, na Clemson tinha, mas nos Nationals não tem.
Jamil Roberts, the Englishman, tracks it down. He's got the last 2 game winners in each game there against Georgetown and UNC. Back to Schneider, Max Schneider on it. Broken up by Schmidt. No foul call. Falls to Becerra. Almost. That's the National Player of the Year candidate. 7 red. I haven't called his name yet. Schneider, give it a go. Wide. And right there, you see UNC. I mean, against UNC, Marshall really struggled to get any shots. You see 1 shot on goal for the goal. They've only had 4 shots in their last 2 games total. They've already taken 2 in this game. Is that a credit to them starting better in this game, or has Indiana struggled a little bit with them? What would you attribute that to?
No, Marshall has started better, and it's the rotation that they've moved between Milo Yosef and Jamil Roberts. Roberts primarily employing his trade on the left flank. He's moved up a little bit higher. They're trying to get the speed of Milo Yosef more involved in the game, and what's happened is Indiana recognized that, so they're pinching tight on the outside winger. It just created a bit more space up top and separation between the back line for Indiana.
You mentioned before that Indiana will concede possession. We'll come back to that as thundering forward. And there, Schmidt saying he didn't touch him. Stoica says play on, and Dolabella's got it. Lays it off to Yosef. And Yosef's ball goes wanted. Applying some pressure. Eventually, Hoosiers get it out. Fernandez is up after he got taken down. He's got the ball. Indiana conceded a ton of possession against Pitt, too. That game was about just, Friday night, not long ago. Is there any concern from a physicality standpoint, from an endurance standpoint, to do it again and be chasing for most of the game?
Ask me in the 80th minute.
I will bring it back up.
Yeah, circumvent that entire topic. No, it is a concern for sure, but at this point in time, no.
Dolabella, tons of space. Ball, though, wouldn't want that one back.
You also have to recognize that this is a different animal that's taking place in front of us, okay? We're not talking 5-10 games into the season. We're not talking a conference tournament game. As a player, moments are made in special circumstances. This is one of them. You will dig deep into your reserves in order to make that extra step, in order to push the tempo differently, to get stuck in here and there. That's why I'm not concerned for Indiana. Todd Yeagley's not going to be either. He admits that he knows they're going to sit and they're going to chase. They did the same thing in the semifinal matchup against Pitt. It was just questionably as to whether or not they could go the other way and then finish things off. That's my concern.
Yeah. Again, these two teams have been outstanding defensively in recent games. You see their goals against average, both top 5. You see shutouts. They're tied for first with 10 apiece. They have made it difficult for teams to score on them, and particularly, obviously, Marshall's 5 shutouts in their last 7 games. So as their competition has gone up in the tournament, they have maintained that form. Great tackle by Gubali.
It's easy to look at their opposition early on in the season and go, who did they play? Who did they beat, right? There's the win over Kentucky and the loss to Akron. People might balk at whether or not this was a seasoned or tested team, if you will.
They are the number 10 team in the nation, but I think that was prior to all these wins they've had recently. So they were getting credit for the wins they were racking up against teams that weren't that good. Charlotte's one of probably the best team they played. They can't control the nation. Exactly. You got to play. You got to beat who's in front of you, and they've done that. And then they've proved it to everybody as they've gotten to the tournament and beaten everybody in front of them with some very small numbers next to their name. Didi looking long for War. Asiunas battling him. Knocked out. Obviously, we're in the middle of the spring championship season here in the NCAA. And this is a fall sport playing in the spring. So much going on. So if you want to know who's the next to hoist the trophy, go to NCAA.com, your official online home for all 90 NCAA championships. Men's and women's lacrosse coming up here in a couple weeks. Baseball and softball getting going. Softball had their selection show this weekend. Get to NCAA.com to get all the info. Alazzolo, the BB. Zara can't get on it. Dolabella finds Joseph in a pocket of space. Hangs it out to Roberts. He's got Fernandez unmarked in the box, but they recover. Roberts gives it a go. Plymouth Argyle Academy product out in England. Moore can't hold it up.
It's the distinct point that Marshall was missing in their semifinal match, Alan, was that space that's being occupied just in front. Joey Mayer and Daniel Muni sort of rotating between Milo Joseph and Jamil Roberts at this point in time, but their inability to access it, not even take advantage of it, to access it at all because they were shut down. They respected the center backs of UNC. They knew exactly what was going to be in front of them, so they played from outside in, but now they're pretty much having the go of it. They're able to be tactful on the ball because they have so many numbers up high. That's when they're at their best. Great combination play by Marshall.
Here's Herbert Endley running at pace. He was dangerous against Pitt. He gets the shot off. Just wild.
Ainda bem que essa bola saiu. E galera, para quem tá chegando agora meio perdido, tá olhando o relógio, lembra também que no esporte universitário o relógio começa em 45 e vai descendo. Então aí tá marcando 30, é que faltam 30 minutos de jogo no primeiro tempo. Então só tem 15 minutos jogados.
It's almost insanity, to be honest. And that Ali Sema on the back line was screaming at his squad to step up into it. You cannot allow Endley, with his pace and his ability to break you down in 1-v1 situations.
E esse 17 foi o que o Antônio falou, que é rápido, joga ali na ponta, que o Gabriel até deu uma nele no início do jogo, então tem que ficar de olho nele também. E o Vitor Bezerra, por enquanto, também não fez muito. Não sei se está com marcação individual. O Vitor Bezerra é o número 7 da Indiana.
And he won in a double overtime game against Pitt back in 19. He won it in that game. So when big moments come up, Endley's a guy, number 17 in red, to watch. BB tries to connect with Kumbali. Endley dispossessed by Fernandez. Alves. Here at Cary, North Carolina for the Men's College Cup Final. Marshall in Indiana, Devin Kerr, Dallin Cuff, and Lori Lindsay, your broadcast team. Herbert Endley is on the ball, charging forward, looking for Becerra! Just wide, and Asiunas, did he get a piece of it? So when Stoica says no, and that is your national player of the year candidate in this game, Victor Becerra.
Acabou perdendo, mas não pode deixar ele receber a bola de novo.
Sophomore that could not convert there. Special players in special moments because he gets bounced off by Schneider in the midfield, almost manhandled, but watch him just jet right into this space. He's not exactly known for his speed, but it's a great job finding another gear, splits the two center backs, and this touch right here just gets away from him. He's caught in the gray area there, Dallin, of do I want to get around the goalkeeper? Am I trying to pick out the bottom corner? It's well done at the tail end of it by Simla to close the angle off.
12 goals on the season for him. It's 4th in the nation for Becerra. There's Milo Yosef on it. Finds Fernandez, lays it for Yosef. He'll give it a ride. Right to Celentano's hands. This is what you expect out of Roman Celentano. Said he was shaky in the semifinal matchup, and to be shaky for him, number one, is out of character. Number two, is odd because he does control this team so much, and he never really fully recovered for it. I don't think he was tested that much, to be fair. But in this one early on, ball's being whipped in from the side, combination play, top of the 18, strike from distance. Outside of that one hesitation coming out from the corner, he's been great. Beebe went through Fernandez. Let's get down to Lori in between the benches. What do you got down there, Lori?
Yeah, I just spoke to the Indiana coaching staff, trying to see how they feel like this first part of this first half is going. Felt like they've gotten stretched a little bit on the press, need to stay tight in between the lines, but still look to get into the on the counterattack as much as possible.
Italy has had some opportunities in the transition game. Dolabella to Yosef, who lays it back to Schneider. Linehouse. No play it. Looking back post. Celentano comes out to play. Sesek on it. Switches it back to Beebe. And actually, Becerra will come drop and pick it up. Kumbali. Endeli gets there, a lot of contact, and yes, that'll be a foul and maybe more. Alves was talked to earlier, and that's going to be your left back. Third time's the charm here in the first two. Let him get away with it a little bit. Called a foul, but it was a stern talking to. Leads heavily on Endeli here, and now that's a real cause for concern, Dallin, because Endeli's been very active in the one-on-ones. Gabriel Alves, and the way that they use him in the attack and transition, his ability to now track back and mark up against the young sophomore out of Blaine, Minnesota. You're going to have to keep an eye on that. Chris Grassi does not substitute a ton, so your left back, 20 minutes into this match, he's carrying a yellow card. That is absolutely something to watch. As you mentioned, that battle with Endeli would be interesting. You said the first 30 seconds. See how that plays out now. Joe Schmidt, the redshirt junior, over the ball. Ohio native to serve it in, and let's reset this. Serve it in low, headed down off the post! Daniel Mooney almost capitalized. Just plays it out.
Galera, a gente tinha falado que a Indiana ia jogar pela bola parada, se eu não me engano foi o Vitor Bezerra que bateu essa bola na área. E aquilo, sorte de campeão, bola na trave aí, segue o jogo, 0-0.
Good job by the center back, creating the space for himself. Textbook header, up over the top of the defender, right to the bottom corner. Ali Semler, you're welcome. Kiss that post, buddy. No doubt. Long ball played. Celentano waits. Schmidt, driven ball, read well by DeSantos. Dolabella, head up in space. Good read by Beebe. As Beebe goes down. We'll tell you about our next MLS match on ABC, ESPN Deportes, and the ESPN app. Saturday afternoon, Western Conference matchup. Second place, LA Galaxy host the Portland Timbers. Yo, Chicharito. Dude can't stop scoring. He's not bad, is he? He's got 7 goals. Mexican national team still doesn't seem like they want to call him up for all these international games they have this summer, whether that be Nations League or obviously Copa, like all types of different things going on here. Qualifiers coming up September as Kumbali battles. That game is 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific. Hernandez drives it out to Alves. He's able to get there. Midfield, it's really interesting what Indiana have done with their ability to compact. It is similar to the semifinal matchup, to be fair, against Pitt and how active their midfield is. It's a different shape for Marshall, but they've almost removed in totality Max Schneider and Pedro Dolabella. Dolabella playing a little higher, almost convoluting the space with Vitor Diaz. Can't get either one of them on the ball. So you're seeing a lot of rotation to the outside. Opening 10, 15 minutes, they were able to come down Route 1, get their ticky-tack type players on the ball, but Indiana has now stricken those movements to much smaller spaces. The back line's figured it out. They're keeping everything in front of them. Just go side to side. Todd Yeagle will take that all day long. Marshall's trying to accomplish something that no unseeded team has done before. Now, they started seeding teams to 16 back in 2003. 3 unseeded teams have gotten themselves to the College Cup final, but none have actually won it. Now, granted, because of the COVID year and having 12 less teams than normal, only 8 were seeded, but still Marshall would fall into that category. As Fernandez is on it in space. Still Fernandez, he's going to give it a hit. He does! Oh, what a save by Celentano!
Nossa, finalização do Vini, foram dando espaço, todo mundo preocupado em marcar o Vitor Dias na ponta e o Josef foi abrindo e quase.
This is nastiness from Celentano. Bottom corner. I mean, this thing is game, set, match. Bottom corner, 100%. This is a goal. If not for the escapades of one of the most talked about names in between the pipes in college soccer, Marshall's out in front.
Marshall to take the corner. This is only their 6th corner kick of the tournament. Kind of a bizarre stat for a team that possesses the ball so much. In swinger. Cleared out. Nice 1-2 between Fernandez and Josef. No Fernandez. House. Schneider on it. Dos Santos. Back to the sophomore from Germany. Bayern Leverkusen was his club growing up in Germany.
I think a lot of people at home will probably look and see just seconds ago, and it's going to continue that way right now, Dallin. How many players are within this half and how close they are in proximity to the back line? But that's nothing new for Marshall. They can break you down in small spaces. They just want to be on the ball. They'll pick and choose their moments. They'll work side to side. You know, if Indiana's willing to give them that, they'll take their time because they want to win the possession battle. That's how they scored their goal against Georgetown. I mean, you had 20 guys outside of the goalkeeper in or around the top of the 18, and yet still they were able to capitalize.
Zara plays it out to War. Holds it up and sends it back to Mooney. Celentano to play it long.
Little to the right, then comes back to his left. Watch this thing dip, gets low, hands extended.
Peraí que deu uma travadinha, mas já
voltou. You can teach a lot of this, but some of this is just pure instinct and his ability to lay out and make a fantastic save.
Celentano, 10 shutouts on the year, tied for first in the country. And the Marshall crowd coming to life. Endley skips past the Snyder's challenge. He'll take a shot, and it's just wide. Knocking on the door.
Tá jogo lá e cai. De novo, o número 17 tem sido o mais perigoso do time deles.
Smart shift here by Endley coming over. Thomas Warhead actually dropped to the backside. Looking for hold-up play. He comes in. Pocket just opens up. And it is amazing to me, 25 minutes into this match, how much respect they're giving this young man. You saw the tape in the semifinal. You saw the goal he was capable of. Someone from Marshall's got to step up in and send a message.
He split 2 Pitt defenders and then laced an absolute rocket on top of the net to give them the 1-0 win. Dolabella's got Linos in acres of space, and he plays the right back, getting forward. In a foot race with Beebe, he's going to win it. Chops it back on his left foot. Short for Yosef, couldn't control it. Hernandez is going to tee it up. Nope. Clever. Alves. Played in, Celentano claims. Let's get back down to the field. Lori has more on the Thundering Herd. Lori?
Yeah, I'm hearing from the Marshall bench that they're incredibly pleased with how this half is going. They prepared for everything that Indiana's throwing out at them. Now it's just about cleaning up their touches in order to execute in the final third.
Thank you, Lori. Chris Grassie's crew in his 4th year as the head coach came from College of Charleston, where they won a couple Division II titles. Before that, he was an assistant at Michigan. So as he told us, I'm familiar with Indiana. He has tremendous respect for what they've done as a program, how great they've been, and the Yeagley family, both father and son, Jerry, and the current coach, Todd. But he's very clear that we're not the underdog. He thinks his team is the better team, and they can go out and prove that right now.
E quem chega aqui na lateral de Indiana tá tomando uma vaia no ouvido boa, hein?
Mayer to Mooney. Long ball looking for Gumbali, picked off by Linehouse. Give him a chance to start striding forward again. He's been up and down this right side. Deflected off of Nate Ward, who just subbed in for Thomas Ward, the last dead ball. Ward, the freshman, Connellsville, Pennsylvania. Product of the Beadling soccer program, great club in Pennsylvania. Masiunas on it, back to Dos Santos. Linos wants it up the right near side here. They don't play him. Dolabella trying to get around the corner on Beebe. Can't do it. Michael stepping forward into space to Roberts. Vitor Diaz, have not mentioned him much. He is the All-American for Marshall. Player of the year in the conference. On the ball again. Dropping into a little more space here, trying to bring the game into him.
Shades of Valentin Noel in the semifinal matchup against Pitt. Removed the star playmaker, right? I mean, he had 2 quality touches, or even better, looks on goal the entire match.
Nice turn by Dolabella. Hernandez. Roberts. Flipped in. Cleared out. Second corner of the match for the Thundering Herd.
It needs to be noted that although defensively Indiana is working a lot, and we knew they were going to come in, so did Todd Yeagley. The chances from Marshall.
E eu vi aqui que o Matheus mandou, galera do Geração de Atletas no Pedrão, o IWMCD, D1 que tem ajuda a galera com futebol e tudo mais. Quem é do Geração de Atletas, sejam bem-vindos aí e acompanha o College Soccer.
Roberts to take.
Swinging ball. And an out by Wubble. Cut back, played in, looking for Joseph. Off the mark.
Aí, pra quem tava perguntando cadê o Vitor Dias, prazer ali na ponta.
Pretty sure
Então,
Vitor Dias took a little offense.
É isso, uma bola que chega nele que ele segura, consegue driblar a marcação, botou na área. Então aí, ó, prazer pra Lisandra, pessoal que
There's the center back pairing, right?
Cadê o Vitor
Dias? The youngster, quick little cutback. And all you're looking to do here is just find space. You want to put this ball up and allow someone like Milo Joseph or Jamil Roberts to go up and get it.
He has a Diaz on it again. Fernandez. Roberts makes a near post run. Almost fell for Diaz and appeals for a handball.
Cadê o VAR? Será que foi? Mas pareceu barriga, né? Mas a galera reclamou de um toque de mão ali dentro da área. Seria o segundo pênalti já não marcado.
Fans yelling VAR, just in case you're new to college soccer. You cannot review a play like that. There is only few instances for video-assisted refereeing, which is VAR. If the ball did or did not cross the goal line on a goal, if there is a disciplinary issue or mistaken identity.
O comentarista comentou agora o que eu já avisei desde antes, hein? Que no college, nas regras normais, não tem o VAR, mas algumas faculdades que já têm a tecnologia podem utilizar, mas não é o caso de agora.
Watch the chest. It's low. Oh, second review.
Pegou, hein? Pegou. Se tivesse VAR, já teriam 2 pênaltis para Marshall, provavelmente.
Oh, that's low. And you know, the rules, the way that they state now, is that it's at the bottom of your sleeve. Basically, the armpit area, the bottom of your sleeve, where that stops. That's the no-no zone. You extend beyond that. Now you've gotten yourself in trouble. And I tell you, the first look that we saw behind the scenes, I said, no way, not happening. Real time, absolutely not. When you slow it down like that, you can see the arm pinching a little bit. Yeah. And the referee didn't have his binoculars on that one.
Ball played through the Dolabella, just couldn't control it. Attempted through ball from Alves. Let's take another look.
Yes, no, maybe so. Watch the right arm. Oh, no, it just looks... All right. It's one of those fake images. You know, technology these days.
Good work by our guys in the truck. Thank you for serving that up again.
Saving my job. I mean,
I don't think you get fired for stuff like that. Many people are wrong about a lot of stuff with mics in their mouths, but it's okay.
Hold you to that one. You just became the agent to argue for.
Possible turnover here as Ward tries to keep it in. Does falls to Becerra. Becerra's going to topple over. And no call. Max Schneider has some choice words for the Mac Herman finalist. Breaking the action. Let's tell you about our next WNBA game on ESPN2 and the ESPN app as always. Tomorrow night, Diana Taurasi, arguably the best to ever do it in the Mercury in Washington to take on the Mystics at 8 Eastern. 5 Pacific. Then Asia Wilson and the Aces square off against Brianna Stewart. Maybe the future best to ever do it. And the Storm. Seattle beat Las Vegas 97-83 on Saturday. Great stuff coming your way in the WNBA as always. And Ryan Wittenbrink coming in for Nate Ward at the last break. Ward, the freshman, he was subbed on and then subbed off. See if there's any injury issue there for Ward. Wittenbrink, the redshirt sophomore, scored the Elite Eight game, number 18 in red, against Seton Hall to put them into the College Cup. And won that game 2-0. Nice control. Diaz continues to drop deeper to get on the ball. Linehouse in a foot race with Gumbali. And Gumbali just barely wins. And the sophomore's able to get it out. Third corner of the match for Marshall. Third corner of the match, as we said, coming into this game, they only have 5 corners in the whole tournament. That's 4 matches. They only have 5 corners. So let's see if they can deliver here from this set piece. Roberts again. In swinging, loose. Poke to the left. save by Celentano. And a Hoosier is down on the end line. And the referee Stoika telling the training staff to get out there immediately. Trying to ID who that is the players on his.
Ó, galera, é aquilo que eu falo em toda transmissão também, principalmente faltando pouco tempo, quando tem atendimento, o juiz pode parar o relógio. Então, quem tá vendo ali em cima os 8 minutos, ele parou, 8h45, faltam 8h45 minutos para acabar o primeiro tempo. Lembrando sempre que começa no 45 e o relógio é regressivo até o 0. Chegou no 0, acaba na hora, não tem acréscimo.
Taking a look here. It's a very difficult take from Vitor Diaz, top of the 18, as this ball comes back out. Rough challenge on the back post, but, you know, coming up, the apex, when it comes up off the turf like that, it's very difficult to get enough power, follow through, and keep it on frame. And Vitor Diaz does a good job to get 2 out of 3 right. You know, he's able to redirect it into traffic. Doesn't have a lot of power behind it, but he gets it on frame. That's most important. Celentano, again, though, great save, and our referee doing what he's supposed to do, letting everybody know that, you know, no more hydration breaks in this one. Yeah, and time for a water break. Let's get back on the field as Palazzolo has to go off the field because the training staff came on. And Palazzolo, this redshirt senior, St. Louis, spent time at the USU 17 setup, part of the residency in Bradenton, Florida, before making his way to Indiana. Also played for the great club St. Louis FC. Out to Nick Sessick. Endely is very effective early on. We haven't heard much from him recently. 8.5 minutes to go in the first half.
No, but watch this switch, though, because with Whitbrink coming on, they move Endely up top there. That's a mismatch with Ian Dos Santos. Much more speed for the youngster from Indiana, and especially because you've got the yellow card by Alves at the left back spot. Whitbrink can turn up the tempo himself.
Uh-oh. Bad turnover. Dolabella's going to have a numbers forward situation. Joseph on the left. Cuts inside. He's it back. Schneider's going to keep it in, though. Roberts sees Dolabella! Just out of reach.
Se o Pedro chega nessa bola, ele sempre tem feito gols importantes assim. Ano passado, o gol do título da conferência foi dele, de cabeça. Então, dentro da área,
against Marshall, because you're looking at a holding midfielder that's made a 45-yard run, separating on that back right side of the Indiana back line. And Jamil Roberts on the other side with his pace and his presence in the 9 spot or out in the 11, coming in. Now he's the distributor. There's so many guys on the front line for the Herd, and the guys that come out of the midfield that you have to be so aware of. That's why I talked about the separation on the back line and to watch it, because communication is difficult in general at this level, yet alone when you get someone like a Vitor Diaz. But then you get Roberts, you get Dolabella out of the middle, Fernandez on the right side. It's a relative who's who of attacking options moving forward.
There's Joseph, as we said, he was last year's Conference USA Player of the Year, 12 goals in that campaign. Only 4 in this game, but 4 this year, but he's still very dangerous as he talks with Sorin Stoica. The current Conference USA Player of the Year is Vitor Diaz. Let's take a look and see what happened here. And Nick Sessick was saying, get up right away. Like Joseph may have been trying to embellish his shot to the face a bit. Joseph, the sophomore from Germany, used to play for Borussia Mönchengladbach, one of Germany's better clubs, although not having the best year, to say the least.
Aí, galera, o cara comentou uma coisa que eu sempre falei nas transmissões também. O Josef, o atacante, ele é alemão e jogou na base do Borussia Mönchengladbach. O goleiro também é alemão, ele foi da Barton College, então ele fez o caminho que a gente conversou com o Antônio, foi para uma Junior College, a Barton, destacou e transferiu. E o volante, o Max, jogou na base do Bayer Leverkusen na Alemanha também. Esses são os 3 alemães titulares da Marshall.
Sessick flicks it on to Wittenbrink. And Sessick continues his run. Dos Santos reads it the whole way, though. And Roberts comes back from the offside position. First offside of the match. Mayer looking long for Endley. And Bali almost wins the second ball. Endley does. He's crowded out quickly by the Thundering Herd. Diaz. Turned over. Endley now running the back line. Know how dangerous he can be. Almost gets it through to Becerra. Still might be Becerra. Shot! Cleaned up late by Masi Yunus for take it out for the corner. First corner of the match. Victor Becerra almost broke the deadlock.
The pace, the separation, we've talked about it a couple of times, and the redirect by Matt Schneider puts it right in front of the pack. Victor Becerra, his last second tackle though, Masi Yunus. It's nice when you don't have to call a center back's name, and when you do, it's for good measure.
Becerra to take it. First corner for the Hoosiers. Driven ball toward the back post, and oh, wow! Daniel Mooney hit the post earlier, and this one was on a platter.
Como eu falei, Indiana, bola parada, tá sendo perigoso toda hora, né? Bem que o cara pulou de olho fechado aí, sei lá o que ele se arrumou. Sorte de campeão ainda tá com a gente.
And the center back from Indiana, Mooney. I mean, this is stuff where just lean into it, fall, anything. Just keep your arms out of the way and hope that it knocks something off your body and somehow, some way, outside of the 8x8.
Joe Schmidt goes down in a heap. He wanted a foul. He doesn't get it. Called on him. Indiana has 6 shots, none of them on goal. They did hit a post, and it was Mooney who did it earlier off a dead ball. Limehouse now coming the other way. He's got Roberts back, plays him. Schneider in space. Almost falls for Fernandez.
Galera, eu tava esperando só esse ataque acabar. A Lisandra eu já bloqueei, ela não tá aparecendo nos comentários pra mim. Eu não consigo bloquear de novo. Ela tá aparecendo pra vocês aí, eu vou... Deixa eu ver como que eu consigo
Still 0-0, but we had chances,
Peraí.
that's for sure. Both teams have hit the post. $5,000 tickets were able to be sold to this match. Only 2,800 on Friday for the doubleheader. Some rule changes took place in Carolina by the governor, announced over the course of the weekend. So now 5,000 available for this match. And all 5,000 were sold. A lot of atmosphere early, Devin. I feel like it's almost like a quiet tension now has fallen over this crowd.
People are nervous. And the fact that it's going back and forth. I would say that the game has opened up, but opportunities, nerve-wracking for both these supporters groups.
Snyder out to Alves. And 2 Marshall players there. I'm not sure who to take it, but it goes to Dalabella back to Limehouse.
Pronto, agora eu bloqueei e silenciei, Lisandra. Assiste o jogo aí agora mais tranquilo. E torce aí pro seu time, na boa, na sua, e vamos nessa.
Drum coming to life for the Thundering Herd here. It's been a long time since spoke for fans too. They've got to get conditioned again to make it the full 45 and do a break into 45. It ain't easy. Celentano's ball picked off by Diaz. A dangerous area. The All-American is on it, working on Sessick. Still working on Sessick. Oh, good, well defended. 25 seconds to go, 23 now. Corner will be taken. And Soren Stoica is actually going to stop the clock as Sessick slow to get up.
Just got knocked in the eye here at the tail end of it in this tackle. It's a really good tackle by Nick Sessick, just outside the top of the 18. So careful as a defender in these situations. You leave your feet, you better be absolutely sure you're going to be able to get a challenge on the ball, especially like someone like Vitor Diaz.
And something to note, though,
Ó,
because
galera, o
Sessom
cara
had
tentou dar
training
uma
today, came
catimbada,
out.
também não sei se foi, mas aí
He has
faltando
to go
19
off the pitch.
segundos
They
ali,
can
o relógio
substitute for him,
parou,
and they
então
are
eles não
going
vão
to do
botar
that
na
right
área,
now.
ainda tem o último ataque da marcha.
And I believe the dynasty will continue. I believe that is Ben Yeagley. Yes, that is the coach Todd Yeagley's son, the grandson of Jerry Yeagley, the great coach of Indiana, 6-time national champion, 30 years as the coach. Ben checking in the match to close the half.
Se faltassem uns 10 segundos, dava até pro goleiro ir pra área, né?
Limehouse
Mas
takes
vamos ver.
Floated ball toward the spot. Bodies fall. Celentano comes to claim, and there will be a foul called. Half's going to tick down. And we're going into the break.
Vai acabar o primeiro tempo então.
Devin,
a gente vai ter alguns convidados aqui, galera que joga D1 nos Estados Unidos. Vou trazer o Pedrão, o Gabriel, que jogou contra a Marshall, da ETSU. Então, já a gente chega com mais gente aí para comentar. E depois, segundo tempo, normal, 0-0. Se persistir esse placar, tem overtime com gol de ouro. Persistir o empate no overtime, pênaltis. Fechado?
Well, we're going to take a break here in Cary, North Carolina. When we come back, we'll hear from the coaches. 0-0, College Cup, everything to play for in the second half.
I know. I don't want to move either, kid.
I guess this is it. Hey, new neighbor.
Want to make a name for yourself in gaming? Then make a name for yourself. Even if your office and bank balance are far from glamorous, that means expensing nothing but pizza.
Your expenses look good, and your looks are set for the month.
Going up against this guy and pitching your idea 100 times.
No.
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 No. I like it.
He likes it, and you definitely love that.
Intuit QuickBooks helps small businesses be more successful with payments, payroll, banking, and live bookkeeping.
Feel the clarity of non-drowsy Claritin and 24-hour relief from symptoms caused by over 200 indoor and outdoor allergens. Try Claritin Cool Mint Chewables for powerful allergy relief plus a cooling sensation. Live Claritin Clear.
It feels so good to be cared for. Back up now, just a little more. The feeling someone's always there, just to show how much they care. The feeling you're not alone. Now she's a part of your home, with so much to protect each day. Caring goes a long, long way. Nationwide is on your side.
Every Sunday night.
Fala, Felipe. Pode até dar uma doada aí no chat, né? Mas então, galera, eu expliquei isso no início. É porque esse site de aposta, bem provavelmente eles pegam pelo histórico. A Indiana é a faculdade mais vencedora do college soccer. Elas já foram campeãs. Realmente a Marshall tem um futebol melhor atualmente. A Indiana tem história, tem tradição e tudo mais. Mas vamos ver se a camisa vai pesar da Indiana ou não. Por enquanto a Marshall tá melhor no jogo.
Now with unlimited premium data that can't slow down based on how much smartphone data you use. Plus, get Netflix on us and taxes and fees included. You won't find this with the other guys. In fact, you'll pay more and get less. Right now, pay zero cost to switch. And bring your phone, we'll pay it off. Only at T-Mobile.
Adventure is calling. You may know it as the open road, a weekend getaway, or just getting away from it all. You've heard the call. Felt the urge to conquer the off-road, the craving of new trails to blaze, the desire to just keep driving. We know because we've gotten the call too. We look forward to seeing you out there. Land Rover, above and beyond.
Welcome back to the College Cup final. Marshall against Indiana, 0-0 at the break. Now joined by Thundering Herd coach Chris Grassi. Coach, what was your assessment of the first 45 of this match with everything on the line?
Yeah, I thought our guys have played terrifically well. We've created a ton of opportunities, passing the ball, moving the ball really well. We just got to pick up the 17. I think we've got one counter attack or one option that they're looking to that could hurt us, and it's every time the 17 gets the ball, we just got to get a bit closer to them and deal with that. But everything other than that, I'm absolutely happy with. We just need to add a goal to it now.
Coach, built momentum as the half went on for sure, got your playmakers involved. Didn't necessarily use a lot of Jan-Erik Linos in the outside back spot. Is that because you weren't able to get him involved or because you were paying respect to the counterattack of Indiana?
I mean, Jana's had a couple of crosses in. He's been in behind a couple of times. He got a corner for us. So he's been going. So I'm pretty happy with his play there. We're trying to figure out the counterattack a little bit. Just getting guys a touch closer. Counter prevention. But other than that, I'm fine.
Thanks a lot, Coach. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Marshall's never been in this stage before. His team and Coach Grassi told us we are here to put Marshall soccer.
Fala, galera. O coach Chris falou que realmente esperava um pouco mais. Enfim, vai voltar um pouco diferente. Agora deve...
Sei lá, velho. Pra mim vai mudar assim as coisas no college soccer, velho. Vai ser tipo como é que fala? Tá ligado? Aquele time que vem e muda as coisas, como o futebol é visto, enfim, como as coisas são feitas. Na minha opinião, isso vai acontecer, porque eu nunca tinha visto um time jogando realmente futebol jogado dentro do college soccer. Claro, tem muito atleta de qualidade, não tô falando que não, mas o jogo sempre foi de transição, sempre foi um jogo acelerado. Os atletas, enfim, não priorizavam a posse de bola, a construção mais lenta, e esse time da Marshall, velho, tá de sacanagem, os caras estão jogando muita bola, velho.
Dá pra ver que realmente é diferente dele com Indiana, ele contra Clemson. Então até os próprios times acho que estão sendo pegos de surpresa por esse futebol diferente, né? Quando a Marshall pega a bola, Indiana toda desce achando que eles vão botar a bola na área e fazer aquela bola longa, só que não, eles ficam rodando ali até achar alguma jogada na ponta e aí depois centralizar para trás, né?
Não, sem dúvida, velho. Você vai ver jogo das melhores ligas, da ACC, enfim, da Big Ten, até os times que chegam no Nationals, é sempre é o mesmo jogo, é o jogo da Indiana. Os caras têm 2 pontas muito rápidos, um atacante ou um meio um pouco mais habilidoso, e é aquilo, né? Bola parada, jogo de transição, jogo truncado, os jogadores muito atléticos, né? Muito fortes. E a Marshall com futebol realmente mais de movimentação, de posse de bola, na construção mais lenta, tá surpreendendo todo mundo. E bom para brasileiro, né? A Marshall tem 8 brasileiros no squad, é isso mesmo?
Não tem, acho que são 6, jogando no time titular tem 4, aí tem o João que sempre entra, né, de Cuiabá, e tem um outro zagueiro, acho que é o Natan, que eu acho que ele é até daqui de Brasília, enfim. Também sempre faço questão de falar que a gente não participou do processo desses atletas, eu conheço o Pedro como amigo, eles fizeram um processo com a 2SV, mas é aquilo que a gente fala. Exatamente, aqui de Brasília. É aquilo que a gente fala, eles... Tendo isso aí, você falou, vai ser uma mudança no college. Com certeza mais gente vai olhar para os brasileiros de junior college para transferir. A gente sabe também que esses brasileiros que foram direto para lá já jogavam no nível muito alto daqui. Todo mundo praticamente era da base do São Paulo, daqui jogou em Cotia, o Vitor Dias. Então, entender realmente os caminhos. O Pedro fez esse caminho de junior college, né? No início da transmissão a gente falou com o Antônio, que também está transferindo para uma D1. Então existem vários caminhos, mas com certeza os treinadores de D1 vão despertar alguma coisa, vão falar, que a galera da Marshall fez é diferente, às vezes é por esse caminho que eu vou seguir, né?
Sem dúvida, eu acho que até os athletic directors, né, a galera que controla, os diretores, né, das faculdades que estão acima dos treinadores, eles vão começar a olhar para treinadores que jogam esse futebol mais jogado também. Então, velho, eu tenho certeza que isso vai ser um momento de transição aí no college, né, já tá tendo uma transição muito forte e agora vai ser ainda mais, velho, sem dúvida nenhuma. Muito bom de ver a Marshall chegando. Tomara que ganhe, velho. Tô torcendo pra Marshall, hein, velho.
Pessoal aqui no chat também. A gente tá até tendo um certo bullying aí com quem torce pra Indiana, né? Mas é isso. Vamos torcer pra Marshall mesmo.
Tem que torcer pro brasileiro, pô. Futebol mais bonito também, pô. Tá maluco?
Exato. Deixa eu só... mas é isso, já deve voltar, Pedrão. Vou chamar só o Gabriel aqui rapidão, o Gabriel da ETSU. Mas valeu aí, abração. Próximos jogos também, Pedro, tá jogando Liga Sem Profissional, a gente vai tentar transmitir algum jogo. Como que foi o jogo ontem de vocês?
Não deu muito bom, não. Perdeu, velho. Mas a gente pegou o melhor time da conferência, né? E aí, enfim, foi 3-0, mas não foi aquele jogo 3-0, né? Então, 2 falhas individuais e... Enfim... Vida que segue, nosso time também é um time mais novo, o outro time já tinha jogado 6 jogos de pré-temporada, o nosso time era o segundo jogo, a gente só pegou o NPSL. Então é aquilo, velho, o objetivo é pegar aí o top 4 e chegar no playoffs pra buscar alguma coisa.
Então botando aí os All-Americans, ó, o Vitor Dias pegou o primeiro time All-American e o Vitor Bezerra, que é o da Indiana, filho de brasileiro, também.
Top, velho. Top.
Mas é isso, valeu, Pedrão.
Tamo junto, abraço.
Até mais, valeu, abraço.
You're watching the NCAA College Cup.
We are Marshall.
DJ Citizen Jane quit on her passion for music, she never would have left her career as a detective to pursue it. If she let starting at the bottom scare her, she never would have hustled to play bigger and bigger shows. And if she was content with being one of the best Latina artists in Miami, she wouldn't be electrifying the crowd in sold-out shows around the world. That's the fighting spirit. That's what makes a lion. Modelo, root for those with a fighting spirit.
Feel the clarity of non-drowsy Claritin and 24-hour relief from symptoms caused by over 200 indoor and outdoor allergens. Try Claritin Cool Mint Chewables for powerful allergy relief plus a cooling sensation. Live Claritin Clear.
It feels so good to be cared for. Back up now, just a little more. The feeling someone's always there, just to show how much they care. The feeling you're not alone. Now she's a part of your home with so much.
Ó, galera, enquanto o Gabriel vai entrar, o Gabriel, nosso atleta da ETSU também, enfim, ele realmente fez o processo com a gente, o Pedro fez também, o Antônio também, enfim. Daqui a pouco ele vai entrar. A ETSU, um dos primeiros jogos pré-temporada, eles jogaram contra a Marshall, mas o Gabriel tinha tido uma lesão no punho, e aí acabou não podendo jogar. Ele teve quase fratura exposta, caiu aqui, né, o osso saiu, enfim, foi uma lesão feia. Ele não jogou esse jogo, mas ele assistiu a Marshall, conheceu a galera e tudo mais. E quem me mandou um áudio aqui, que tá lá no estádio, é o coach Rafa, o Rafa Simões. Ele foi assistant coach da Marshall, ajudou a montar, ajudou a recrutar, recrutou, se eu não me engano, Vitor Dias, outros atletas, e mandou aqui uma análise do primeiro tempo. Vou mandar o áudio que ele me mandou lá do estádio para vocês verem se concordam com uma análise de treinador, uma análise um pouco mais técnica.
Para mim, Marshall tem que marcar homem a homem o 17, que é a maior threat, né, a coisa mais perigosa que a Indiana tem. E eu acho que a Indiana está pedindo para a Marshall dar bola longa e sabe que Marshall não vai dar, mas eles estão subindo muito a marcação, deixando difícil jogar no meio e dando a bola longa, mas sabendo que Marshall não vai dar. Eu acho que se Marshall fazer uma postadinha na bola longa, ele vai achar vários momentos 1 contra 1 ali com o Mário, com o Jamil.
E é exatamente o que a gente falou. Agora eu vou botar o Gabriel só para falar com vocês rapidinho antes de voltar o jogo. Fala, Gabriel, beleza? Tá conseguindo ouvir a gente?
Fala, Marcelo, tranquilo? Consegue me ouvir?
Opa, estamos ouvindo bem. Então, galera, só apresentar o Gabriel aqui rapidão. Ele é atleta da ETSU, joga D1, como eu falei, jogou contra a Marshall no início da temporada. Se apresenta um pouco aí pra galera, Gabriel.
É isso, meu nome é Gabriel Ramos, sou do Brasil, 21 anos, jogo aqui na ETSU, em Tennessee, Divisão 1, na Southern Conference. Jogamos contra a Marshall, não acabei jogando, tava machucado, saí por lesão, mas acompanhei o jogo ali bem de perto, e aí a gente conseguiu ver realmente o nível deles, muito forte. Eu acho que de todos os times que a gente jogou, com certeza, eu diria que foi o melhor. Jogadores muito intensos, muita qualidade técnica, principalmente os próprios brasileiros que estão no time, muito bons, né? Então a gente acaba até agora torcendo por eles, tudo que vão acabar ajudando a gente também, né?
E é aquilo que a gente falei até com o Pedro antes, não sei se estava ouvindo, é diferente do que a gente vê em outros times, né, essa forma de jogar. Então, o jogo de vocês ficou quanto? Foi 2-0, né, para eles?
Claro, sim.
Então foi um jogo, mas foi um jogo que vocês conseguiram pelo menos equiparar ali, devem ter jogado um pouco mais recuado, mas realmente é um jogo diferente do que você encontrou aí na D1, né?
Não, sim, com certeza. Eles fazem um jogo mais parecido com aqueles que a gente faz no Brasil, né, um jogo um pouco mais cadenciado. Tentam pressionar bem alto e segurar bastante a bola, rodar bastante a bola. Não é muito o jogo que eles fazem aqui no college, que é mais esse jogo de bola longa, de correria. Eles têm mais, acho que até por conta do número de brasileiros que eles têm no time, então acaba conseguindo ter uma qualidade bem grande. E quando eles combinaram essa parte física daqui dos Estados Unidos com a parte do futebol do Brasil, acho que aí eles estão mostrando que eles estão fazendo aí no jogo, né?
Exato. E aí fala pra galera, que eu já sei um pouco, terminou a temporada, você vai jogar agora sem profissional e USL 2, teve o jogo já, conta um pouco de como tá agora pra você.
Tô jogando aqui no Tri City Orders, que é o time aqui da cidade, da faculdade que eu tô. A gente ia estrear na sexta-feira passada, o jogo acabou sendo adiado por conta tá tendo um problema de gasolina aqui na Carolina do Norte. Aí a gente vai estrear amanhã, às 7 da noite, contra o NC Fusion.
Boa. Não, é isso. E para quem não sabe, o USL2 é a liga semiprofissional a mais disputada, né? Que tem a maior visibilidade para ou ir para uma própria USL Championship, que é a segunda divisão, até MLS. Então, é uma janela muito grande. Então, vamos ficar torcendo. Amanhã o jogo vai ser transmitido ou não?
Ainda não passaram nada, mas quase certeza que devam passar no YouTube. Normalmente estou passando.
Boa. Não, beleza. Aí me passa o link que eu mando para a galera. Mas valeu, Gabriel. Vamos acompanhar o segundo tempo. Vou só fechar aqui rapidinho para fazer uma manutençãozinha aqui atrás e a gente seguir o segundo tempo, beleza?
Não, tranquilo. Abração, Marcelo.
Valeu, Gabriel. Abraço aí. Até mais.
Tchau, tchau.
Valeu. Esse é o Gabriel, também joga D1. Ele já foi do Brasil direto para D1, também não fez essa escala de Junior College. Eu realmente participei mais do processo, então conheço um pouco mais. E é isso, tá jogando o USL 2, teve a primeira temporada dele nesse ano na ETSU, foi a temporada do Corona, enfim, atípica, vai ter mais um ano para jogar lá na frente, então, atleta que acabou de chegar no nível college, já tá numa D1, enfim, até para apresentar ele para vocês. Fechado, vou soltar a transmissão normal, daqui a pouco a gente vem, vou mandar o link pro Alvin, vamos ver se ele vai pipocar ou se ele vai entrar aqui para dar um alô para vocês.
It's for both new and existing customers.
I feel silly, but I do want nationwide 5G.
I want nationwide 5G.
Are we actually doing this again?
It's not complicated. Only AT&T gives new and existing customers the same great deals, like the Samsung Galaxy S21 5G for free when you trade in.
Phone it into 1-800-Farmers to get policy perks like a home and auto bundle discount.
I'm phoning it in, just save 20%.
Get your policy perks by calling 1-800-Farmers. Go ahead, phone it in.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Every road has its challenges. We say, bring them on. Rise to the challenge with the rugged performance of the Honda Ridgeline, Pilot, and CR-V.
We're getting ready to kick off the second half here. College Cup on the line between Marshall and Indiana. 0-0 at the break, all to play for in the second half. Let's take a look at the Capital One Cup standings as teams compete for a combined $400,000 in student-athlete scholarships from Capital One. Right now, Stanford in the women's side in a slight lead. Alabama a little bit more on the men's side.
Stanford's got a monopoly on this, huh?
Well, they do have a lot of sports. They've cut some of them, but they are outstanding in everything they do.
And smart. Very smart.
And very, very smart. Yeah. That we definitely know. Log on to CapitalOne.com for more information. Both teams are on the pitch. And we're getting set up here to talk to Todd Yeagley, the son of Jerry Yeagley, who you're looking at right now. Let's get to Todd. Coach, thank you for your time. You guys had a solid first half. It was an entertaining match. What was your message to the team in the break to break the deadlock?
Well, I mean, Marshall asked a lot of questions with their spacing, with their movement. Our press wasn't effective in the first 20, so we dropped our line a little bit. And we're going to pick and choose on when we step out. And I think their ability to want to jam ball centrally, I think we can nip them, get them on the transition. And then on moments, we could push our lines up a little bit and make it hard for them to play out because they do like to play and a bit stubborn with it. So it's just picking and choosing those moments and then controlling the tempo when we can. Those are kind of the big messages from that. We create the best chances of the half. So, they were there for us. We just got to convert.
Enquanto o cara fala, vamos botar quem realmente entende de college, que não é o coach da Indiana. Tá aí com vocês, nosso comentarista Lucas Alvin. O que você achou do primeiro tempo, Lucas?
Boa noite, pessoal. Um tempo muito difícil, mas eu acredito que nesse segundo tem tudo para dar o Marshall aí.
Então é isso. Nossa plateia, nosso telespectador. Valeu, Lucas. Vamos continuar torcendo no final do jogo. Se tiver aí, a gente
Obrigadão,
volta.
Marcelo. Se puder mandar um salve pro Grupo Pistão aí, eu agradeço.
Para mandar para quem? Salve?
Grupo Pistão.
Grupo Pistão. Salve aí pro Grupo Pistão. A galera tava no Discord, né? Acompanhando a transmissão.
Sim, tá todo mundo aqui.
Então é isso. Valeu. Vou tirar aqui só para não atrapalhar o jogo. Vai que
nada
tem um gol relâmpago aí. Valeu, Alvin.
Valeu,
abraço.
Marcelo.
Mooney. Zara's the National Player of the Year candidate, one of the 3 finalists. Ryan Wittenbrink plays it in. He started the half in place of Thomas Ward, the one change on the field. Marshall's 11 remains unchanged. They have not subbed at all in the first half. And just so that you are tuning into college soccer, you can sub in the second half and re-enter the match. So anybody that exits the pitch is not necessarily done for the day. What are your thoughts on having Enderley be more central, Devin?
Oh, I talked about it 25, 30 minutes in the match. How was a mismatch for the back line? There's space there. You know, the speed is a big one for me because as Becerra plays alongside Enderley, now you have to ask questions if you're on the Marshall back line. Do I pay as much respect as I have? Because the answer is no to start
Valeu,
that.
Deco, irmão do coach Rafa também, tem canal no YouTube, né, com a galera do futebol. Abração aí pro Deco que tá acompanhando, torce pra marca também. Abraço, tava tentando falar com seu irmão pra ele entrar, mas acho que a internet lá não tá muito boa, aí ele tá mandando áudio e eu vou soltando aqui pra vocês.
16 for the Thundering Herd, your left back at the bottom part of your screen right there. Gabriel Alves has the 1 card issued in the first half. Took a yellow 20 minutes in. He committed a couple fouls, and the last one was a professional foul against Herbert Enderley. Stop a break. Paulo Dalabella, Brazilian on the ball, knocks it out to Max Schneider, the German. A couple other Brazilians connecting, Diaz and Alves. Colin Masiunas on the ball. Brett Beatty with the throwback to Joey Mayer, freshman. Joe Schmidt pings it out to Nick Sessick, connecting with Becerra. Read very well by DeSantos. It would be Thunder Herd would throw. Marshall on the year, 72% of their goals, 21 of 29 have come after the half. That's how they won against Georgetown 1-0. That's how they won against UNC 1-0. We'll see if that trend can continue. And to Leon. 1v1 with Masiunas, the center back, pulled out a little wide. Cuts inside, turns on the jet. Still Enderley. Goes down. And the spot is going to be right outside the 18. Will there be a card? Yes, there will be. Man, Enderley has a different gear. And Masiunas will take the yellow.
In that semifinal matchup, there was really only one bright spark on the front line for Indiana. It was Enderley. Sometimes when you get players like this that are feeling their performance, you just got to let them go. And he had support over the right shoulder. But look at this focus. Just splits 3 defenders. Even Schneider can't catch up. Dos Santos stuck flat-footed. Great job by Enderley to exploit the space in front of him.
Minnesota United Academy product from Blaine, Minnesota. He was a high school All-American. He was Mr. Soccer at Minnesota, Big Ten All-Freshman team last year. This year, second team All-Big Ten in his sophomore campaign. And he showed on the national stage why. With big-time performances throughout this tournament. And now an opportunity here.
Now you've got a real problem if you're Ali Simla because of the ball strikers in front of you. Joe Schmidt, his ability to go one way. Becerra will ask multiple questions. 4 is an interesting look. Thought he would have gone 5. That's a difficult angle to pick out because it's so close to the top of the 18. But if anyone, it's Becerra.
The touch. Becerra driven, saved, loose. Oh! It didn't matter because Joey Mayer was offside, but he dared Tawando right there.
Old school stuff, just get it outside the wall. Even though it was small in general, mistake by Marshall, they only go 4 because not only from the set piece, but as the ball is touched, there's not enough to rush. No one comes in except one center back, and look at all the space that Becerra has. Pick your poison. Goes low with pace, good save. But that's twice that Indiana have missed sitters right around the 6-yard box.
Defesaça do goleiro, meio tampada o ângulo de visão, né? Mas aí o cara realmente estava impedido, já estava marcado. Então perdeu, mas estava impedido de qualquer jeito.
That was the first shot on goal, asking a question to Semla, and he stepped up. And now here comes Alves to Dolabella. Numbers in front, but he will pull it back. Alves, the outside back, operating centrally. Max Schneider knocks it over to Joseph. Joseph and Diaz, the last two Conference USA players of the year. Ping it back and forth. Joseph cutting inside, playing a teasing ball in, but Dolabella couldn't get there.
I'm just going to plant the seed now and understand that for a team, offside or not, start missing chances like this.
Yeah.
It does something to your psyche where you start second guessing whether you're a center back or not. Is this thing ever going to go in?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, Becerra at the top of the 18, Daniel Muni, of course, twice in the first half, once off the post. Now Jack Mayer. I understand he's in an offside position, but you look back over as a player with all your boys on the field and say, what do we got to do to get one in the back of the net?
It's a very good point. And those have been both their center backs. Mooney and Mayer have had their best chances, but those are chances that you just need to put away, period. And Diaz goes down hard, and Joe Schmidt is now going to go in the box, in the foot.
Referee let him play a little bit in the first half, but now he's tightening his grip on this game. The tackles start to fly. Gabriel Alves.
Torcer pra não ter sido nada, né? O juiz até parou o relógio quando ele vai dar cartão também, ele para. Deu amarelo, dava pra dar um vermelhinho aí nessa, hein?
Yellow forward issued on the play to Indiana's number 8, Ian Schmidt.
Play back to Roberts, deflected by Becerra, but Roberts will win the foot race. Wittenbrink for the clear. And looks like Becerra is down in the middle of the pitch. Yes, he is. And they call on the training staff immediately. That's your Big Ten Player of the Year, first team All-American, National Player of the Year, the Mac Herman Trophy finalist, one of 3 players. Valentin Noel played for Pitt in that semifinal, so 2 of the 3 got it to College Cup. And Becerra's up, and he's okay. Gloria Amanda, we talked about in the halftime, nation's leading goal scorer from Oregon State. Becerra looks like he's up and okay.
Just the midsection. Checking on dinner. Make sure he's all right.
I'm going to leave midsection alone. We're going to keep moving. Maybe I'll read a promo. Let's do that. Spring season underway here. Spring championship season, the fall championship season. Becerra comes right in looking for a piece of Dolabella. So many different titles being given away. Of course, 1 here tonight, 2 tonight actually, the women and the men here in men's soccer. Go to NCAA.com, your official online home for all 90 NCAA championships to learn more, get the latest information, ticket options, all that on NCAA.com. Stoica, the referee, made contact, but they still made it to its destination. Wittenbrink almost knocked it on to Joseph. Joseph working on Sessick. 1v2, and they'll take it out for a corner again. 5th of the match. Marshall had 5 corners coming into this game for the entire tournament. The 4 previous games, they now have the 5th corner of the match. On Eric Lineholst, the right back is over it. You know Roberts is short. Roberts exits. Flipped in toward the spot. Dolabella tried to get his head on it. Comes down to Enderle. Some complaints for handball there, but Enderle now a chance to break. A lot of green and white jerseys around him. Lineholst is all over him.
Tail end of this thing. Enderle just pulling up, stretching this right calf of his. More of attrition starting to kick in here. So active for Indiana. This front line, as mentioned, he was The bright spotlight for the Hoosiers in their semifinal match. Of course, got the goal that sent them here. He's doing a lot of work, both on and off the ball, and his runs are eventually going to creep up. That's what you alluded to in the first half. You know, and I understand it's on the offensive side of the ball, but he is working defensively. Needs help, to be honest. They need some sort of support when they move forward because he can't do it all on his own.
Dolabella turns out of trouble. Knocks it out to Alves. Only Semla played back to his feet. Diaz. Palazzolo. Alves. Gives it off to Schneider. Numbers in the box. We'll play it in, looking for Yosef. Nothing doing.
E o jogo tá tão movimentado que o tempo até tá demorando para passar. 10 minutos de jogo agora, ainda faltam 36. Então ainda tem bastante tempo para rodar aí. Mas, de novo, Marshall massacrando, mas a Indiana, quando chega perigoso também. Então, vamos ver.
Linehouse wins the battle there. It's the call. Chris Grassi looking to win his first national title. He was at Division II, University of Charleston. He was part of two teams who were runners-up. They've made it to the stage of the D2 level. Now here, the D1 level, first time Marshall's ever here. Only 5 tournament wins in their history. Their first one was in 2019, trying to make history here and really put Marshall on the college soccer map. Put a star on the crest of their jersey. Yosef charging at Sessa. Yosef trying to cut to the right foot. Shot bends by. Malum Gumbale goes down.
This is really similar to the strike that Becerra had in the second half against Pitt, where he just cutting across, pulls it back over to the right shoulder, and then the trailing space on the back post, just asking it to tuck itself home. Not enough English on the ball, though. Well, they are tending to Gumbale just to come off of. The story is Gumbale is actually doing a lot more than we thought he would.
And you see Jerry Yeagley there wondering if Gumbale is going to be okay. An institution in college soccer. Todd Yeagley's father, 30 years at the helm, 6 national championships.
The Godfather.
The Godfather. Preach, man. 16 college cups. He made it to 12 finals. They made it to 16 as a program. He was there for 12 of them. He leaves. Todd Yeagley takes over. He gets to the 2012 final. They win that. This is his 4th final. He's been a national coach of the year. And then how about his sons? We saw Ben feature in the first half for a few minutes, and Grant, the freshman, on this squad as well. It is a family tradition in Indiana. And he talked a lot about that it's not so much pressure, but it's an expectation. This is what you come to Indiana for, is to play in these moments, to be part of these games, and we play for each other, and we play for all the guys that came before us. What is really the true essence of a program when it's not just about the 11 on the field, it's the hundreds that played before. As Diaz charges through the middle of the Hoosiers team, he hesitates, gets the shot up to Flex. Celentano, and he didn't give up the rebound because on the doorstep was Roberts.
Another very difficult save for Roman Celentano. And this is why you cannot allow him to run endlessly on one end. Look at all the space. You just can't. You got to step into this, and it comes really late from the center back, Daniel Muni. Notice he sits. He's got support. If you're the lone soldier on the back line, then you can pay that respect. Otherwise, you've got to step in there because the support is there. Step up into the space and apply the pressure.
And let's get down to Lori with more Marshall.
Yeah, and just hearing from the Marshall bench and saying that they feel like all the momentum is going their way. It's just a matter of time. They're fine with staying compact, just making sure they keep Indole at bay. Other than that, just keep pressing.
Joseph tried to take it over the top, but well read by Beebe. Brett Beebe making a big interception there.
Quero saber o Gabriel que falou que eu tava errado, que a Marshall tá amassando.
And you can see the crowd and see a little energy coming more from the Marshall fans, as I think they
o time inteiro ali atrás e a Marshall chegando toda hora.
That this, the pressure is mounting on the Hoosiers. They can feel it. Diaz skipping around.
And down to your point about the fans, even the coaching staff for Marshall knows how important they are, egging them on, telling them to keep cheering. These fans, the sea of green behind me is wild, and they know how important they are to keep motivating this team.
No doubt. And wild is the right word. They again were there Friday when we had the semifinal. 4 hours, 5 hours before kickoff, they were in the parking lot, ready to go. Let's say beverages in hand. And even more came down, more supporters came down
Fala,
over the
Tadeu,
weekend.
é jogo único. Quem ganhar é campeão. Se continuar empatado, overtime, que é gol de ouro, 2 tempos de 10 minutos, não são 2 tempos de 15. Continuando empatando, pênalti. Não tem vantagem em ninguém.
Unfortunately, the eviction notice was served that one.
Their RV did get tossed out of that lot they were in, but guess what? The party continued. They were not worried about it as Becerra spins off a little trouble.
Marshall maniacs.
And you see Malum Gumbale still getting worked on the sidelines.
It's tight. Very tight on that leg that they're working. Just went down top of the 18, pulled up lane. Did he tweak it? It's going to be the key question moving forward.
And comes Del Labella forward. He's able to dink it toward the back post. Nobody home but Wittenbrink.
Vai, gente, então nossa concepção de amassando é diferente. Para mim, amassando é quando um time só se defende, quando pega a bola, tenta alguma coisa lá, tenta botar para frente, não tá conseguindo fazer muita coisa. Não é demérito estar sendo atacado, mas é isso. A Marshall tá atacando e o Indiana tá defendendo. Isso, para mim, é estar amassando a outra equipe.
On the outside by Endley, but to be fair, he doesn't establish his position. He slips. He doesn't have full control. That's the argument coming from Dolabella as well. I'm siding with Marshall on this one.
Joey Mayer, a couple heavy touches into the midfield. You can get the pass to Thomas War, who's on for Gumbale.
E olha que eu sou corintiano, então se tem alguém que está acostumado a ser amassado e mesmo assim ainda ganhar alguns jogos ali, época de Carilha e tudo mais, sou eu, não tô falando que é errado, mas realmente a Marshall tá pressionando, jogando no campo de ataque o tempo todo. Agora a Indiana é a primeira vez, sei lá, no segundo tempo que ela tá realmente trabalhando a bola. Né?
They're looking for a balance at this point in time because as much work as he's done defensively, that goes back to the point a second ago that you can't have one player do it all, and everything has been through the right or Endley coming down the middle. You're not seeing it from a striker in the 9. You're not getting a presence on the left mid. You want to challenge this herd. You got to create separation and apply pressure. We just haven't been able to do it for the Hoosiers.
Almost had one bad turnover, almost had a second one. Sessick steps forward, though. Pass it over to Schmidt. Yegley. Wittenbrink trying to get by Limehouse. Limehouse wins that battle. There's some stepping forward. Trying to find Roberts. Flag goes up. Far side assistant. Ryan Graves was all over it.
Momentum is one thing. Decision making is another for Marshall right now. And even though they're progressing heavily over this half-field mark and really applying a lot of pressure to Indiana. They have not been very impressive in or around the top of the 18. A lot of poor decision-making. There's another one from Milo Yosef where he could have easily
Agora eu
attacked,
posso botar
cut
os
inside, taken the
comentários,
space
tinha
available to
esquecido
him.
disso.
Instead, he
Mas
slows
são os
down.
dois.
For no apparent
Primeiro
reason.
gol de ouro, 2 tempos de 10
Options are
minutos,
there.
se
You
não
take the
tiver
most
nada,
difficult
pênalti.
one, and
Fechado?
you remove all the great ones around
Agora
you.
como que eu te tiro?
It's something the judgment
Boa.
has been
Agora eu vou
clouded
botar os
over the past
comentários
couple of
pra
matches. Saw the same thing in their semifinal match as well as the quarterfinal. And yes, they were able to find victory, but not without post-haste in some of their actions when they did move into the final third.
Nice touch by Schneider to step out of some trouble. Fernandez. Joseph. Fernandez. Schneider. He'll hit it from there. Doesn't. Olabella. Alongside Devin Kerr, I'm Dallin Cuff. Lori Lindsay, former national teamer, on the sidelines here from Cary, North Carolina.
Fala, Vitor. Eu tô
It's the
tentando
College
agora
Cup.
estar nos Nationals.
Handed out a
Depois
women's
disso, a
trophy
Junior
earlier
College vai
today.
entrar nos Nationals e aí
Santa
eu vou
Clara
pegar os
winning
jogos
their
com
first title since
brasileiros.
2004.
Provavelmente tem atleta meu até jogando.
We see some more history here.
A gente transmite
Diaz
tudo.
in space,
Ó,
lays it off for Fernandez. Pass pulled him wide, back towards Roberts. A great reading of it by Beebe. Not out of trouble yet. Alves. Fernandez now out wide. A women's match came down to penalties, 4-1 win for the Broncos. Little 1-2. Still fought, still loose, and the last ditch defending by Mayer. Diaz is down in the area, slow to get up.
voltando à polêmica do
He's up
amassado ou
now.
não
Joseph on the
amassado.
ball, looking
Se isso
for
aí
the
não é
cross.
amassar o
Fernandez tries to bring it
adversário,
down.
a minha concepção de futebol pode estar
Alves
errada.
into the attack. Alves gives it the shot. Not what you want.
Yeah, Nick Sessick in the first half on one end of the field, just outside the top of the 18. He said, as a defender, when the opposition gets this close, you have to be very careful with your decision-making. Joey Merritt gets everything right on his challenge, just outside the top of the 6. Gets stuck in, high boot for sure. Vitor Diaz had an excellent vision of what he wanted to do. Center back had other ideas.
Olabella, who's just on the ball, was egging on the thundering herd crowd. You saw it, heard everybody get loud as Indiana fans reacted to it. Under 26 minutes to go. People starting to feel it right now. Our next MLS match is on ABC, ESPN
É aquilo
Deportes,
que
and
quem
ESPN
já
app
jogou
Saturday
sabe, né?
afternoon.
Quando você
Western
fica
Conference
defendendo,
matchup,
você tá
second place
correndo
LA
atrás da
Galaxy
bola, o
hosts
time
the Portland
cansa
Timbers.
mais. Então,
Coverage begins at 3:30 Eastern, 12:30
quem
Pacific.
comentou ele ia botar o
Chicharito's got 7
comentário,
goals. He can't
mas
stop
a Indiana
scoring.
parece estar
Can
bem
one
mais
player
cansada
from the
mesmo.
Thundering Herd, though, break the deadlock, maybe shot. Oh, Celentano. Little loose with it. Fernandez almost had it.
Easy, big fella. You've done everything right. All the difficult things, but sometimes
Oh,
it's
Will.
the easy ones.
Hello,
Gotta
Will.
slow the game down, take a
Cheers, man.
big
O
sigh
Will,
right
ele é
here.
atleta da UTRGV, era atleta da UTRGV,
Little Emmy on the back end of it,
divisão
too,
1,
on the
também
late
tem o
run.
Renan brasileiro lá, a gente
Lovely
acabou
little
conhecendo
puppy,
ele,
to be
ele tem um
fair, by
canal,
Vinicius
vai lá no
Fernandez.
canal dele se
Allow
inscrever,
this play to come
ele era
right
atleta
first
de
punt.
D1 e acabou de assinar
Now
profissional no
the
Canadá,
no
então ele
touches
está
are just the
mostrando
tiny little ones.
rotina dele como atleta
Allow the rest
profissional
of
no
this to
Canadá e
develop. We
tudo
saw that in
mais,
the semifinal
e
matchup
até
where Vitor
um
Diaz
mês
showed
atrás
maybe
ele
not
estava no
necessarily at
college
his
jogando
highest
aqui,
level.
ele se
One little
formou
touch in the
e
back
hoje é
post,
atleta
Will Roberts
profissional
takes
no
the call.
Canadá.
No, sir.
Cheers, viu?
Running at pace, blasts it off. A Hoosier, and we're going to another corner. Pressure continuing to mount. Sixth corner of the match for the Thundering Herd. We'll have a couple subs.
Everybody here, go
Malum
follow
Gumbale comes back in the
William
match.
Akil channel
Thomas Ward.
to check everything he's showing about college soccer and professional soccer and all that stuff. Cheers, man.
And in comes Joao Souza for Vinicius Fernandez. Souza, a sophomore from Orlando City. And also now AJ Palazzolo was back in for Ben Liegli, and Liegli's still making his way off the pitch. First sub of the match for the Thundering Herd. Higher ball played in. Schneider trying to head it down. And some appeals from some Marshall players waved off by Stoika. I don't know if they thought he got fouled. I don't know.
More along the lines of surprised that he's not able to get this one on frame. Max Schneider heading down. Muni doing a good job just applying his presence. Now, it is interesting, between all the different programs that we've had an ability to lay eyes on, and there's a rough challenge from Mazzara. Little housekeeping for our referee. All the programs we get an opportunity to lay our eyes on, how different they are in their ways in terms of substitutions. You get a Marshall team that likes to keep all of its team intact, doesn't make a lot of changes. Took them 75 minutes in the Georgetown match to make one, as opposed to Georgetown, who will rotate 4, 5, 6 players at a time. Of course, the defending national champion got bounced because of their ability to keep that chemistry together. Chris Grassi knows what he wants. Talked about Indiana having it bred into their program. Marshall's not that far behind with the identity they've created under their manager.
Zara floats it toward the back post. Semla way off his line. He corrals it. He's looking to start a little break here the other way. Diaz on it. Roberts ahead. Kumbale took out Diaz, and Diaz is down still. And Roberts wheels it back and plays it out. Referee Srin Stoika, you can see it. I think he completely missed it. He's going to go converse with his near side AR Eric Weisbrod, excuse me. In real time, it's right in front
Fala,
of us.
Jorge.
Broadcast
Pelo visto,
position.
joga
Looks
na
like it was a bit
Monroe,
cynical in
na
nature.
Patrick Henry. Não reconheci o uniforme.
And he was
Cara, a
trying to allow
Marshall
this to play
tá
on, but
dominando o jogo, mas é
there's a
aquilo,
touch for
né?
sure.
O Indiana já
The
teve
brunt
bola
of
na
it, though, comes
trave,
on
mas
the
chegando
second
muito
one
mais
with
bola
the follow-through.
parada,
He can't control
contra-ataque,
that.
e a Marshall tá realmente
There's a foul, for
controlando o jogo até agora e muito mais
looks, because it's actually the
incisiva no ataque.
when he's coming down on the player that causes more contact. And just for a couple seconds there, Kumbale being read the riot act. You got to figure that his time is done.
All of us needs to be a little careful. There's my basketball background. When he spiked the ball, I was like, you're going to get teed up? He's already on a yellow. He was not too happy with the official. Made it pretty clear. Sean Masiunas on it.
Ó, pergunta boa do Thiago. Falei nisso em outra transmissão também. É muito pela cultura do futebol americano, que tem um capitão do time de defesa, um capitão do time de ataque e um capitão do time especial, né, o special team. Então, no futebol eles também adaptaram isso. Normalmente tem um capitão defensivo, um zagueiro, um goleiro, um capitão mais para o meio campo e um capitão para o ataque. Então, o Pedro é capitão, o alemão, o Max, é capitão e tem um não, o lateral direito é o capitão também. São os três capitães da marcha.
There's a home team.
About a 6-hour drive from Marshall, Huntington, West Virginia, down here to Cary, North Carolina. 5 hours, 45 minutes, but that fan base definitely spans across the state. They're out here in full force, looking for history. Never has a Marshall program had this opportunity. Been in the College Cup and then in the final. Indiana has been here more than anybody. 16 finals appearances. Joseph now looking for
Ixi, Jorge, pois é, o Arthur, goleiro de vocês, né, era atleta nosso, tava nessa torcida por vocês, mas acabou que não acompanhou o jogo porque tava aqui, mas é isso, acontece, foi final já do regional, para quem não entende sobre esporte universitário, se eles ganhassem esse jogo de hoje a Patrick Henry, eles estavam nos Nationals da Junior College, só que acabaram não ganhando.
Let's see how much pressure now they apply on this left side of Marshall, switching Italy back over here. To be fair, let's say the best we've seen out of him and the opportunities for Indiana moving forward were probably at the beginning of the first half, where he did start on this right-hand side. A lot of space. We've alluded to the yellow card for Alves as well, and some people at home might think he was on a yellow card. So what? Take advantage of that. You know, force him into a decision with the speed, with the space, run at it, because even if he's willing to step up, that just means you're pulling the back line in another direction, and that's going to open up other opportunities. then takes us back to our other point where no one else has really stepped up there. Becerra, after he was, the 1-2 with Enderley in the middle, there was a little bit of success. You got to find a way to.
Becerra's a National Player of the Year candidate. In the semifinal, he was pretty non-existent. This game has kind of been the same.
Yes.
Is it about Marshall? Is it about why has he been less effective?
Spatial recognition, because it's there. He's just not taking advantage of it. Max Schneider, sitting as the number 6 for Marshall, isn't dropping down deep to help out a boatload. So he's got opportunities within the two center backs. They spread themselves very thin. Lino's playing really high on the right. We talked to Chris Grassi about that. My question was a bit more about transitional movements, but what it does is it spreads this back and opens up space. Becerra's got to step into it.
Great job by Diaz to create space. They're going to play to the back. They did just that. Diaz is there. Can the All-American pull a piece of brilliance? Oh, just wide. This team is determined to play out of the back, and it looked like they were in jail, but they found their way out.
Just watch his decision here, though. They get in the way of each other, pump fakes a little bit, and then it's just waiting for someone else to step up, create something out of absolutely nothing. Roman Celentano, how's your heart rate? I mean, he has a sixth sense that this is wide. At least one of us does, because my heart was pounding on that ball.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be on frame. And Becerra and Schneider going back and forth a bit. And Victor Becerra, the National Player of the Year candidate, getting a talking to from Søren Stoica.
He should walk away, because I thought he was going to get a card for this. Because it's a movement that could have easily been Marshall put down and go.
And Nate Ward, the freshman, just subbed on, pressuring a little bit. Masi Yunus. Nice touch around the bend. Oh, good work by Sosa. Sosa plays it off. Alazzolo for a corner. 7th of the match. Ball played in quick. And Becerra wants a foul, not going to get it. Slow to get up. Joseph Diaz combining, but Becerra comes back to pick it off. Clever little touch over, and Masi Yunus comes in to break up any potential transition.
That's great work. Great work by Indiana defensively to force Marshall out of back. They've had to deal with their fair share of the press themselves. It's really the first time that we've seen the entire unit from the Hoosiers play that high of a line. Turn the ball over from what we have decided to call the home squad, Marshall. You hear the fans getting in again?
Hearing some We Are Marshall. Now, Indiana's fans have turned out, but there's definitely more green than red here. And I think that's when you've never been here before. People want to see it. It's never happened in Marshall's history to be at this stage. Becerra in a little pocket of space. Might fall to Becerra, might dink it over. Well done by Masi Yunus.
Told you his positional awareness, that's it right there.
Yeah.
That's the space that's there, and all he has to do is pinch a little bit left, right, or step up just in front of this back line. Because the Hoosiers are doing a good enough job to create opportunities, but he's still got to step in, and he's got to be commanding. You know, at the end of their semifinal game, Todd Yeagley was imploring him to get involved. He said, Victor, I need more energy. That's what he needs right now. There's 15 minutes to go in the national title game. How bad do you want this?
Ryan Wittenbrink checked in for Nate Ward at the break there. Get a break in action. Big-time NBA action coming your way Wednesday night, folks. The play-in tournament starts on Tuesday on TNT. The Wednesday, though, ESPN games are the games. You've got the 10 seed against the 9 seed, San Antonio against Memphis, 7:30 Eastern. And then the marquee game, the 7-8 game, Golden State taking on the Los Angeles Lakers. The winner of the 7-8 game gets that 7 seed. The loser has to play the winner of the 9-10 game to even get the 8 seed. Could we possibly see the Lakers not make the playoffs? I'll see if that's going to happen, but find out 10 o'clock Eastern on ESPN on Wednesday.
You still shoot the J? How's the jump shot?
You sound like you sound
Shoot
like
it.
Charlie Murphy. Yeah, sound like
J.
Prince.
Shoot it.
Shoot the J. Shoot it.
Game.
Blouses. I've laid up my boots, if you will. Okay. I'm retired fully.
If you need me, let me know. Play a little 2-man game. I'm up for it.
That always ends poorly. Somebody blows an Achilles or something. Here we go. Diaz is going to try to get a foul. Doesn't get one. Joseph charging at the back line, trying to cut in on that right. It's where he wants to get to. Mooney, last-ditch defending. See if Celentano can save the corner, and he does. Celentano has the most saves he's had all year now, 6. It's his season high. The Indiana keeper. Indiana's mustered 1 shot in the second half. They had 6 in the first. Talked about their missed opportunities. They had a post, as did Marshall in the first half. But this second half, is it fair to say it's been all Thundering Herd?
And for the most part. And it also gives you a much better idea defensively of how much work Indiana's having to do with Celentano making all those saves.
Yeah.
There is a tiny change over the past couple of minutes from the Hoosiers. They're doing a better job. Again, I'm talking the last couple of minutes, so easy at home. Of trying to pick out their moments with this space. That's what Todd Yeagley said. He said, we understand that we're not going to get many. Well, spoiler, if you're just joining us, they've had a couple. Center back Daniel Mooney an opportunity twice in the first half, once off the post.
AB gets forward, doesn't play it in, cuts back. He goes down, wants a foul, no call. Now the third step forward. Got some options. Linos again, the right back, charging down that right wing as he always does. Diaz, the All-American, has it in space. Nowhere to go, really. And he's stretching a little bit, yeah. There's a number of players who are starting to feel the effects as we're almost 80 minutes in. The Marshall subbed 1 player, Joao Souza, 17, now playing on that far wing.
Notice how much in their build-up they start to pivot more to the right side with Jan-Erik Linos. They basically removed all offensive capability from the likes of Alves at left back sitting on that card. Stay home, stay sound.
Alves does travel forward now into the box. Here's Joseph trying to get on that right foot. He tried to bend one in the first half. It was just wide. We're not earlier this half. And Diaz has to go down.
O Diaz já estava puxando a panturrilha, né, parecendo cãibra. Agora ele caiu no chão. Tomara que seja só tomar um Powerade, sair ali, tomar um Powerade, ele ainda pode sair e voltar. Né? Pode, todo jogador no college, só que em cada tempo, você pode sair e entrar uma vez. Então, se você já começou titular, você sai, pode entrar. Se você começou no banco e você entrar e sair, você não pode entrar de novo. Então, o Diaz começou jogando já há algum tempo, ele tomou uma pílula, ele deve ser de potássio, não sei o que ele faz pra cãibra.
Sudden victory, but it's a 10-minute overtime period. If there's no winner there, you go to a second overtime period, no winner there. We're going to penalty kicks, which is where we went for the women's game earlier today between Santa Clara and Florida State. Santa Clara was the beneficiary of them, 4-1. 17 times a national championship game has gone to overtime. Of the 64 College Cup finals that have been played, 7 of those went to penalties. Let's get down to the field. Lori Lindsay's got something on Indiana. What do you got, Lori?
Well, they feel confident in where they are right now. They knew that Marshall is their combination play is second to none, but as long as they can keep tight between the lines and continue to spring those front runners for Indiana, they feel confident to be able to close out this game in regulation.
Number 8, Vinicius Fernandez. He replaces number 31.
We'll see if that comes to fruition. I mean, do you feel that that's an accurate assessment, or that the Indiana team, you're buoying yourself with confidence? Do you feel good if you're an Indiana fan right now, given what you've seen?
I'm going to steal part of your verbiage you used.
Isso, exato, Francisco. É isso que eu falei, é a regra do segundo tempo e cada vez que tem overtime pode fazer isso na prorrogação também. Primeiro tempo, só se você tiver machucado, você sai provisoriamente, tanto que o cara que entrou também não conta como substituição. É só enquanto você está sendo atendido.
1v3. Everybody from Indiana stepping in. Conversely, you go the other way. There's some separation that's starting to be created here. You just have to be careful if you're Indiana on the transitional moments defensively. Keep that unit intact so when you do spring forward, you're not all spaced out.
Okay, my man's putting shekels down on Indiana. It's good to know.
We go to OT, we'll talk again. Just like the war of attrition that we talked about. Yeah. I got to hedge my bets here.
Oh, Malum Gumbale is getting into some space. He won that battle with Alves. Schneider reads it so well, comes over and picks it off. Gumbale also was struggling earlier in the half, stretching out. He does not exactly look 100% as he gets up. Vinicius Fernandez checked in whenever Diaz went down. He laid it off to Dolabella, back to Dos Santos. We're under 10 minutes to go. 0-0 between Marshall and Indiana. Devin Kerr, myself, Dallin Cuff, Lori Lindsay on the field. Long shot taken, I would say hopeful at best from Roberts. Celentano clips it out to Gumbale. Heavy touch, turnover. Schneider back off him. Ball popped up and hit Gumbale in the hand. They don't call a handball, and Endeli's almost loose. And that's Dos Santos over. You've got 2 of the 4 back 4 have yellows right now.
O Juizão tá se complicando, hein? Foi mão clara ali na frente, ele não marcou. E aí, contra-ataque, o cara quase sai na cara do gol. Que isso.
This is really unfortunate.
Até quase caiu do banco.
The yellow
aqui.
card for sure, but on the other end of the field, the reason this opportunity was created was because of the no call. This ball that pops up off the pitch smacks him right in the hand. And then allows them to continue to progress the other direction. Right outside the top of the 18. Hands extended away from the body, trying to pick out Milo Yosef. Underneath Dos Santos, of course, on the back line, having to step in. You can't fault him.
Well, Becerra standing over it. He'll take it back short to Sesic. Becerra goes into the vacant space up the wing. Nice ball played in. Still loose. Knocked down Endeli, but they're going to call a foul prior to that. Ollie Semlin knocks it over to Alves. Joseph cutting in again, looking for Fernandez. Trying to slip through to Roberts. And Endeli, great tackle by Schneider. Finds the feet of Schmidt, out to Wittenberg. Trying to get end line. Low ball played in. Headed down. Endeli. Looked like he was winding up for the volley. Didn't take it. Takes a touch and shoots it, and it'll go out for their second corner of the match. Indiana showing some little signs of life here.
rotation coming down from the man himself, Yeagley, having a conversation with Becerra down in the corner before he whips this thing in. He wants to slow the game down, understands that just precious moments at 7:01. The clock going here and allow his two big center backs to get up again. Very active, couple missed chances. Can they pick out another head?
He comes short, back to Becerra, plays it in. Dangerous, but just slightly overhit as the runs were made to the near post. He went back post.
Obviously, a lot of respect being paid by Marshall as well in terms of that quick counter option. They know that's what Indiana's looking for.
Yeah.
And especially the fact that Ali Semla hasn't come very high. You know, they pretty much play him as a sweeper keeper, allowing him to get involved in distribution. They've kept him home a lot.
Fernandez charging forward. Joseph. Schneider in space. Can't get out on his feet. Out the line was. Flips it in. Roberts is there, gets a head to it. Out comes Celentano, though. You know you're in, the triangle, North Carolina, when Grayson Allen is mentioned. Soccer game. They love their hoops, and they love their soccer down here, folks.
Roman gave a little wink, blink, and nod over his shoulder when he heard that one.
And there's Vitor Diaz, the All-American for Marshall, went out holding his...
Eu tô bloqueando. Todo mundo que tá mandando gol, eu tô
leg.
bloqueando.
We'll
Se a pessoa parar, não é que ela parou, não. Tô bloqueio mesmo.
Yeah, just talking to the Marshall bench and wondering where Diaz is, and he's just cramping right now, so to give him a little bit of rest. Obviously, less than 5 minutes to go in regulation to see if they can get him back in the game if this does go into overtime.
He has been their guy all year long, their difference maker. See if he can get back in and do just that. But there's enough capable guys out here without him, to be very honest. Thunder Herd has a lot of options, as you mentioned in the first half. Then
just salt tablets and some water, and he'll get right back at it. Again, it is sort of lost in translation, the attack at times without Diaz in it. They found a way in the semi. They found a way in the quarter. The final, totally different experience. And I talked about at the top of this show, the culture, the identities for both of these squads and how Marshall had asserted themselves. You talked about knocking down the giants of college soccer, if you will. Of course, Clemson, #1, reigning champions, Georgetown in the quarterfinal. 6 wins in the top 25 overall. It's different when you play a team like Indiana. You come up against a team like Akron, like Indiana, Maryland. You're talking about hallowed grounds of college soccer, that it's just something else. And that's the comment that came out of Todd Yeagley, where he said, the jersey, that's the edge. That's why we win. Couple minutes to go in a game. You've got to stay grounded if you're Chris Grassi and Marshall, if you want to find a way to break this deadlock, because it's so difficult. That's when the giant starts to come into it.
Becerra having problems with his leg, as he's got the training staff out there now. So the 2 All-Americans right now are struggling. And you mentioned the jersey, the crest, the program. I mean, this is the best tradition in college soccer. 21 College Cups, that's the most. 16 finals appearances, that's the most. They've won 8 national championships, only trailing St. Louis, who racked up a lot of those, before JFK
número
was
7,
in
o Vitor
office.
Bezerra
So
saiu
you look
e
at
o
recent
Vitor Dias
years,
está voltando, como eu falei. Ele podia sair
Hoosiers have
e
been
ainda
where it's
voltar.
at with a number of other
Então,
programs that
agora,
Marshall has run through, and they've proven to themselves, as they told us,
que vai
Devin,
ser.
we want to put
Abraço aí pra
Marshall
filha
soccer on the
do
map. And
David,
these are a lot of guys, again,
Helena
that didn't know
Cecília. Vi que tem
Marshall
monte de
was.
galera
You've got
mandando
guys from
pegadinha
Germany,
aí achando que eu
Brazil,
sou
the UK,
burro, mas enfim.
and some of those
do
guys are
David
starting
acho
to
que era
hear about
verdade.
ACC programs,
Abraço aí pra
programs like
Helena.
Indiana, programs like Stanford. But Marshall trying to put themselves on the map. Chris Grassi has sold this program to guys. They've come here to do it. They put them on the map, but now this could be a whole different level if you can win the thing. We'll see if they can finish it off, though, because obviously Indiana's had a few more opportunities as of late. Diaz did come back in for Jamil Roberts. And Thomas Rohr came back in, 9 in red for Victor Becerra, who went out and is struggling. Mooney looking long for Gumbale. And Semla off the line, corrals comfortably. Just over 3 minutes to go. As we're about to head into overtime, Marshall's gone 2-1-3 in overtime this year. Indiana 0-0-2, but both those full draws that went to penalties, they won. Penn State, they beat in the Big Ten Championship, and they beat St. Francis in their opening game here at the NCAA tournament. And if we get to overtime, there'll be 2 10-minute overtime periods or a goal that would end the game. Sudden victory, or we go to overtime.
Mas é isso, Felipe. Já falei várias vezes. College Soccer não tem acréscimo. Quando o relógio chega no 0, acaba. Por isso que o juiz, quando ele vê que é catimba, enfim, tá enrolando o jogo, ele pode parar o relógio. É isso. Chegou no 0, acaba. Vai direto pro overtime.
Salentano, nice distribution to War. He tried to flick it on. Falls to Endele. Excuse me. Tried to split the defense. That did not come off. Almost a 1-2, but read well by Sessic.
Eu sou de Brasília, terra de Vitor Dias e Pedro Dolabella. E ó, o Cadu falou, pô, Neto, sou meu maior ídolo da televisão, Neto, assisto todo dia, falando besteira. Hoje xingou 20 minutos de Corinthians, com razão. Ó o Vitor Dias vindo.
Slide rule ball, Linehouse is in. He's got options. Pinged around. And the offside flag goes up. The speed of Ryan Wittenbrink on the offensive side is the reason that they've kept him on, but defensively, he gets very lucky. Almost a catastrophic mistake on the back line by the youngster out on that wing. Hesitates for a second. That allows the play to develop to get through. Well, for the 18th time in Men's College Cup history, and the second time today, we're going to overtime.
E é isso, hein?
Chris Grassy and the Thundering Herd could not break the
Aproveitar que a galera
deadlock.
tá nessa
So we've got
resenha de onde é, o Davi falou
10
que é
minutes
daqui
will be on
de
the
Brasília.
clock when we
Comenta
come
aí de
back.
onde vocês são, a gente tá com 1.600 pessoas
goal will
aqui,
win
tem
it. A goal will
um monte
hoist
de
trophy.
gringo,
A goal will
enfim,
crown a
comenta aí de
champion.
onde vocês são pra
We'll find
saber
out
ter
after
uma
this from Cary, North Carolina.
olhada. Então é isso, overtime agora, 2 tempos de 10 minutos.
I know.
Gol de ouro, fez o gol, pode
I
tirar a
don't wanna move
camisa,
either,
pode
kid.
chutar a bola no juiz, que o jogo já acabou, não vai tomar cartão. E é isso, se continuar empatado, pênaltis. A Marshall já ganhou uma disputa de pênaltis contra Clemson, que era o número 1 do país. O goleiro deles, o alemão, é muito bom, jogou numa Junior College a Barton e transferiu. Mas o goleiro da Indiana também é muito bom. Os comentaristas direto falam que ele tem muita chance de draft, vai chegar no profissional também. Então vai ser pedreira, goleiro bom dos dois lados. E é isso aí, ó. Deixa eu ver, a galera tá falando aqui, ó. O Enzo de Brasília. Ó, o André mora na Vila Planalto. Tô perto, fazendo a transmissão. Boituva, São Paulo, amigo do Gabriel. Rio Grande do Sul. Limeira, São Paulo. Galera postando aí, perdendo dinheiro, coisa boa. Galera de Cuiabá, do João, Bahia, São Paulo. Carbonita, Minas Gerais, Ohio, USA,
and eating nothing but
Belém do
cheese till you
Pará.
find the perfect slice. Even if everyone
Mais
asks you,
Brasília,
don't
ó,
listen
o cara
to them.
postando
That
empate.
means cooking day and night until
Tem alguma
you get
chance do Vitor Dias e o Pedro jogarem profissional? Cara, tem muita chance, é o que eu sempre falo. Estão na vitrine, com certeza todos os treinadores de MLS estão assistindo esse jogo agora, já visando o draft de janeiro. E, cara, a Marshall tá jogando o melhor futebol universitário que eu já vi em vários anos. Então, com certeza, todo mundo que tá aí, o Milo deve ser draftado ou ir para algum time profissional. Pra quem não sabe, o Jamie Roberts, número 11, ele já foi draftado em janeiro desse ano pelo Sporting Kansas City. Só que o Sporting, por causa do Covid e tudo mais, liberou ele de jogar essa temporada. Então, esse é o último jogo do Jamie na história dele da Marshall. Acabando aqui, ele já pega o avião, vai para Kansas, porque a MLS voltou e ele já vai se apresentar no Kansas City. Então, enfim, todo mundo que se destacar nesse jogo, e os brasileiros estão muito bem. Olha o Calandi foi atleta nosso aqui de Brasília, abração. Quem mais? Turma de Apucanã, Apucaranã, Paraná. Ó, a galera do Texas torcendo pra Indiana. Ó, de São Paulo, galera de... Amigo do Gabriel, né? O Gabriel é de São Paulo, jogou na base do São Paulo, em Cotia. Galera de West Virginia, pra quem não sabe, a Marshall fica em West Virginia, fica no estado de West Virginia. Então, tem uma galera lá assistindo, apoiando a universidade deles. Galera Fresno, Califórnia, deve ser brasileiro que joga lá. Quem mais? O treinador ama esse camisa 11, né? Porque não é possível. Não é possível, mas o cara tá lá na MLS, né? O cara já assinou o contrato profissional dele e tá encaminhado. Muita gente que tá por aqui. E é isso, galera. Lembra também, agora que tá com uma cacetada de gente aqui, curtir a transmissão, inscrever no canal, essas coisas de youtuber que eu não estou acostumado de fazer, mas dá essa moral aí pra gente. Meia-noite e meia aqui, horário de Brasília, acabando o jogo, eu não tenho que ir pra casa. O que mais? Agora eu engatei. Vou soltar a transmissão aqui de novo, como eu falei, não tem tempo, eles não voltam pro vestiário, só conversa um pouco ali, ajusta, e agora já vai voltar 2 tempos, 10 minutos, acabou o primeiro tempo, só vira o lado, segundo tempo, 10 minutos, gol de ouro, acabou, chuta a bola na torcida, tira a camisa, comemora, e se continuar empatado, fechado, vou soltar a transmissão aqui.
If you are subbed in the first, you can come back in the match in the second overtime. You cannot re-enter within that overtime period, though. Devin, if you are Todd Yeagley, if you are Chris Grassi, what are your message? What are your
tem uma galera aqui da família do Gabriel, né? Tem o pessoal do time dele, do Grêmio Esportivo Atibaiense. Então, o Gabriel é o lateral da marcha. Abraço pra todo mundo da família dele.
If you can't be inventive in the final third, it means nothing. They've had their fair share of issues in matches past, but Georgetown, Clemson, every single time they stepped on, they found a way. They have to alter their act moving forward again. If you're Indiana, the conversation will be, you know why you're here. You know why all of that work was put in. Everything, the off-season training sessions, and everybody before you. And it won't be don't let us down. It will be cement yourself in history and join some of the greats. That is well said. Because when you're at Indiana, you're trying to take your place of what is an amazing transition, whereas the Marshall guys are trying to leave their mark.
Cara, Gabriel, é isso. O cara fez o gol da semifinal e das quartas de final da classificação e foi draftado pelo Sporting Kansas City. Então, ruim ele não é, né? Então, é isso. Ele é da Inglaterra, jogou em Junior College também, atleta internacional, fez Junior College, transferiu, então, tem todos os méritos. Vamos para o segundo tempo. Pera aí, deixa eu desativar tudo aqui. E vamos lá.
Their third round match, their first match of the NCAA tournament. Marshall went to penalties with Clemson, the #1 overall seed in the Sweet 16. And they won that game in penalties as well, obviously. Or advanced, I should say, in penalties. Vitor Dias on the ball, the All-American. Sat out a few minutes toward the end of the half, struggling a little bit with some cramps, as Lori told us, but he's back on the pitch, as is Victor Becerra, who's struggling as well for Indiana, 7 in red. They're both the All-Americans on these squads, but there's a lot of talent around them for sure. Now let's get back down to Lori has more on the Hoosiers.
Yeah, speaking to the Hoosier bench, they're saying they're going to go more direct, look to see if they can still find Indley up top, but pin Marshall in, see if they can pick some balls off and take their chances.
Indley is number 17 in red. He's been good in this game, their most dynamic player, but he's also been a game breaker at big times. He had the equalizer against Marquette when they came back from down a goal to win 2-1 earlier in the tournament. And he also had the game winner against Pitt in a 1-0 semifinal win, and a great just individual moment of brilliance. And Malum Gumbale draws the foul by Milo Yosef.
Very surprised with the exterior for Marshall, as you get a good look at the challenge on Yosef, that they haven't inverted themselves as much. You know, this is a team that prides itself on rotation, and the lack of presence up top has definitely been fixed from the semifinal to the final. But conversely, on the other side of things, Lionel's playing very high. We talked about Alves at the left back spot, hasn't necessarily done that. But for a team that takes its interior midfielders, pushes to the wings, allows guys to cut inside from the outside midfielder spot, it's been much more direct in their buildup. You know, guys holding traditional positions to try and challenge Indiana. And in order to break them down, you got to get outside of that. You know, go back to everything that got you here. And it is that beautiful build-up play. I said you coming in, technically, the way that they tactically move forward, Marshall best team in the tournament. Yeah.
Joseph rides a challenge from Sessick. Plays line homes. Sozi trying to play it in, almost gets it to Roberts. He's been their guy in the last two games in terms of putting the ball in the back of the net. He had the game winner against Georgetown 1-0, game winner against UNC, a 1-0 W's in the Elite Eight in the semifinal. Diaz turns it over, pulls on Wittenbrink. And Becerra's trying to take it quick and go for goal. But Søren Stoica will pull it back. Cheeky!
Playing FIFA in the locker room before this game.
I like it.
Good on him.
There was a glitch in FIFA years back where you could take a kickoff and just kick it, and if you hit the goal, it would go in. I was pretty salty about that. But they fixed that probably 5-6 years ago. For those other 12-year-olds out there, 12-year-old adult men. And the league comes back to an offside position. Joseph turns into some trouble, turns it over. Endeli skips Pac Masiunas. DeSantos trying to come over. He can burn, and DeSantos on a yellow gets there when he had to.
Endeli's trying to put this on his right foot, but it's a great job by the center back coming over. Doesn't allow. He knows the strong side. He's done his prep work. Leaving your feet is the scariest thing in transition right around the top of the 18, because you can run into the last man rule as well, the Dogso situation. Perfectly timed by Dos Santos.
Wittenbrink's touch takes him into a foul. Just over 5 minutes to go in the first OT. And as we cross to 11:30 Eastern, alongside Devin Kerr, Lori Lindsay, the former women's national teamer, on the field. I'm Dallin Cuff. Marshall in Indiana playing for the national title on the men's side in overtime. We saw an overtime match in the women's match earlier today. Went to penalties. Santa Clara won 4-1 against Florida State, their first title since 2004. A lot of great former Santa Clara players were there to support that team. Brandy Chastain, the great Allie Wagner. Leslie Osborne as well. Had a lot of fan support from former great players. Similar Indiana, same thing. Henley spins his defender. He's riding challenges. Skipping forward. Still loose. They don't clear it, and finally they do. Sessick out wide. Ball played in dangerous area. Dolabella got his head to it first, though. Indiana asking questions. Diaz on the ball. $5,000 tickets were available to be sold. 5,000 were sold. It is great to have fans back in this building. It's given an atmosphere. It's definitely added to the tension, too. Because right now, they're very quiet on both sides.
Jogar, tava estudando aqui.
Chris Grassi,
e aí deu essa oportunidade, galera da ajudou com a elegibilidade dele e ele foi para lá. Então era isso, um cara que rodou base, tentou futebol profissional aqui, não deu certo, entre aspas, mas tá tendo essa segunda chance nos Estados Unidos e, cara, tem tudo para despontar no profissional. Então parabéns para a família também do Vitor Dias, que apoiou ele durante esse processo, apoiou ele nessa escolha. E tá lá, tá lá, Pedrão tá levantando, Pedro do Labella.
Title games. I want to sit down, the trophy, the medal. No, I want to look at my hotel room key, sit down and say, job well done and have a good sleep. He can do that tonight.
Well, Coach, enjoy your post-game beverage. Pop those bottles, do what you do. They are national champions, the Thundering Herd. Who would have thought it? For Devin Kerr, I'm Dallin Cuff and our crew. Thanks. See you later.
Então acho que eles já vão cortar. A gente vai ter que pegar as transmissões agora da conquista pelo Instagram. Vou ver se eu falo com o Rafa Simões, que tá lá na torcida, já deve estar lá na comemoração.
144
enfim, conversando também com o Pedro, tudo que tiver, a gente atualiza vocês. Então, galera, valeu pela moral aí, quase 4 horas de transmissão, 00:40 aqui do Brasil. Lembra de dar o like aqui, inscrever no canal todo mundo, eles realmente já cortaram a transmissão, a gente vai postando tudo no Instagram. Parabéns aos brasileiros, mandar um abraço para o Pedrão, Gabriel, Vitor, Vini, João e o Natan, atletas que, de novo, conversam muito com a gente está sempre trocando essa ideia, abrindo portas para muitos brasileiros. Imagina os outros treinadores universitários vendo uma equipe com 4 brasileiros na equipe titular, o tanto de portas que vão abrir. Então, contei um pouco da história deles, espero que todo mundo tenha aproveitado a transmissão. Abraço aí para as famílias, tenta fazer FaceTime com a galera, enfim, comemorar que realmente chegaram lá e chegaram por méritos, acabaram com o Clemson, acabaram com o Georgetown, acabaram com o jogo de hoje, e é isso. Valeu, galera, boa noite para todo mundo, lembra de inscrever no canal, curtir aqui, mandar para amigo, transmissão muito fera, a gente teve que dar aquela contornada no início, mas espero que todo mundo tenha gostado. Valeu, galera, boa noite para todos, um abraço, valeu. E é isso, deu Brasil na final, hein?